FM 1021 and AM 1450. KYNT, Yankton.
The following is a presentation of Mount Marty Lancers football on KYNT, a Riverfront sports property. Mount Marty football on KYNT is brought to you by Les Schwab Tires, Core Trust Bank, Dakota Beverage, Aztec, Dakota Mac, Parker Hannafin, Conkling Distributing, Runza, Avera, Gernsner Oil, Mason Schramm and the Move Group, Pizza Ranch, Sherco, The Meat Lodge, Foreman Charters, Slowey Management, and Lewis and Clark Ford. Now we go live to the field with Steve Thum and Tehl Tanner for Mount Marty Lancers football on KYNT.
It's Saturday. You know what that means. College football from Crane Youngworth Field here in Yankton. In the Great Plains Athletic Conference, the top team at the moment, the Mount Marty Lancers, 3-0 on the season, atop the standings in the GPAC, taking on the Briar Chargers. It's the Catholic Cup game tonight here on Current 94.3 FM. Tell what a week it has been for the Lancers. They're coming off the biggest win in program history, a 24-14 win against then number 7 Northwestern. And check this out, the Lancers never trailed in that game.
No, they did not. They really were able to control it. They controlled the game from start to finish. It wasn't one of those fluke games where they had a couple of trick plays at the end or a couple of bad turnovers by Northwestern at the end of the game. They controlled it. They controlled the game from start to finish. It was a very, very good win for this very young program. And the Lancers, as you said, they're 3-0, undefeated, trying to go 4-0 before the bye week comes in next week. We were talking at the beginning of the season, this is dream scenario for the Lancers going into that bye week in week 5, 4-0. They just got to get one more game done.
And their opponent tonight, the Briar Chargers, they're coming off a win 20-16 at home against Hastings. The Chargers have a very unique schedule. This is their first road game of the year. They've played all 3 of their games so far at home down at Memorial Field in Sioux City. Now, 2 of their next 3, including tonight, are on the road. They're tonight here in Yankton. They got Dakota Wesleyan at home and then at Dort. And the back end of the schedule for the Chargers, they're going to be on the road quite a bit in October and November. And an interesting thing to note about the Chargers schedule, they have the bye on November 15th. So their season potentially could end earlier than pretty much everybody else in the country, depending on the bye weeks at various conferences around the land. The Lancers last week against Northwestern, a good balanced attack. 241 through the air, 121 on the ground. Malachi Hart's doing most of the damage, and Rugby Riken was just sensational, throwing a touchdown pass among those 241 yards. He did have 1 interception, but he was also scrambling and keeping plays alive. And I tell you what, Rugby Riken so far is making a very, very strong case for being all conference.
Yes, he is, absolutely. And he's only been sacked twice in that game against Northwestern. Only was able to get him on the ground twice was Northwestern, and they have been known for their pass rush the last couple of years. They get after quarterbacks. They rack up sacks and really get in quarterbacks' faces. The Lancers were able to keep him clean, keep him protected, and he was able to go 21 of 33 for 241 yards with a touchdown in there, as you said, and the Lancers very, very good win, 24-14 over Northwestern. You also mentioned Malachi Hart's, who's been having a very good season to this point. Did have 62 yards and a touchdown, averaging about 4 yards a carry once again. And that was actually kind of a down game for Malachi compared to his first 2 games. You know, about 150 yards in game 1 and just under 100 in game 2.
Jameer Pearson coming off the bench, getting a big touchdown run in that game. And really, that was the score that put the game kind of out of reach for Northwestern. There was no comeback available. We got to talk about the Lancer defense, Tehl.
Yes, we do. The Lancer defense really was the story of the game, and for good reason. They were able to hold the number 7 team in the nation to a total of 14 points, and those were all second half. They shut out a top 10 team in this nation in the first half. They were able to get after the quarterback and hold him to a 10 of 26 for 139 yards, a touchdown interception. That was Colby Duncan. Bo Bush, the starting quarterback for the Red Raiders, went 6 of 16 for 36 yards and an interception. That was the total stats for the starting quarterback who was taken out at halftime for the Red Raiders. 6 of 16, 36 yards, 1 interception.
That does not happen often for the Northwestern Red Raiders, a team that has made numerous deep playoff runs, including a championship a few years ago. So the Lancers have opened a lot of eyes, but they didn't crack the top 25 in the polls. They are receiving votes. Northwestern fell to number 15 in the polls. We'll get more on all that with the GPAC Saturday football report coming up here in a few minutes. Meanwhile, the Chargers of Briar Cliff, they opened up against St. Ambrose with a win, 35-23. They lost to Morningside, 58-17, then knocked off Hastings by 4 points, 20-16 a week ago. Interesting to note, the Lancers and the Chargers, well, the Chargers are one of 2 teams in the conference that the Lancers have an all-time winning record against.
Yeah, it is. You know, the Chargers got the better of the Lancers in the very first season of Lancer Athletics back in 2021 when the Lancers did go 0-10. Since then, they have won the last 3 matchups straight. You know, they haven't lost since that 2021 year. Lancers trying to make it now 4-1 against Briar Cliff in their history.
Yeah, last year, that was also a Saturday night game.
It was, yeah.
And that was 36-21 down in Sioux City. So the Lancers 3-1 all-time against Briar Cliff. We've got a lot more to talk about here. This is the Dakota Beverage pregame show, and remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. We're going to take a break here, and before we do, want to tell you that we've got interviews with both head coaches coming up. And we also have a Lancer player profile. Tehl, who are we talking to this week?
Yeah, spoke with Arthur Oliver, the man from Metairie, Louisiana, which is pretty cool. Thick Louisiana accent on that guy, which was kind of cool to hear. But he's the man who had 2 interceptions against Northwestern last week, the starting free safety that brought the boom and a couple of big hits, and, of course, those 2 interceptions. So we talked to him about that, about this team this week, kind of what it's been like in practice, and, of course, what's next for him after football.
Yeah, and he has made a huge impact. We saw it last year. We got a preview of what he has done, and this year he has delivered big time defensively for the Lancers. So we'll talk to him coming up here in a little bit. But first, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and have the GPAC Saturday football report with the commissioner, Corey Westra. He's Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Thum. This is Mount Marty Football Tonight. You're listening on Current 94.3 FM. Back in a couple of minutes.
Craving a sip of sunshine? Meet Surfside, iced tea, green tea, or lemonade. Real flavor, real juice mixed with vodka, but only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and absolutely 0 bubbles. Whether you're into peach tea, mango green tea, or strawberry lemonade, Surfside brings the party, smart and smooth. It's like sunshine in a can with adult approval. Must be 21 or older. Surfside, 0 bubbles, all vibes.
Farming is hard work. Between managing crops, livestock, and equipment, there's not much time left to handle financing and loans. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a full-time farmer, an investor, or a young and beginning farmer, we're here for you for all your ag lending needs. Let Dakota Mac help you work smarter, not harder.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
We've got football fever at Lewis and Clark Ford. And with the Bucks and Lancers, we got a lot to cheer about. Yankton fans are also cheering the great lineup at Lewis and Clark Ford. Our roster of brand new Fords begins with the quarterback, the F-150, the speedy receiver, the Mustang, the hard-working lineman, the Ford Super Duty truck, and the star running back, the Bronco. See our team at lewisandclarkford.com or at our playing field, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
This is the GPAC Football Saturday Report for Saturday, September 20. Brought to you by the Great Plains Athletic Conference and Dakota Mac, a division of First Dakota National Bank and presenting sponsor of the GPAC Network. On your GPAC Football Saturday Report this week, let's begin with the scoreboard from last Saturday around the conference. There were 5 games. Briar at home defeated Hastings by the final score of 20-16. Mount Marty defeated Northwestern in Yankton. The final score was 24-14. Midland wins their home opener over Waldorf by the final of 53-0. Concordia at home defeated Dakota Wesleyan 27-22. And Dordt wins in Crete over Doane on Saturday night last week. The final was 41-0, again at Doane. Morningside had the bye for GPAC football last Saturday. Here's your Hoffman America Sports Weekly Football Players of the Week. Johnny Pells from Concordia, wide receiver for the Bulldogs and a junior from Lincoln, is the Offensive Player of the Week. He scored 3 touchdowns in the Bulldog win over Dakota Wesleyan. Carson Fellhofer, defensive lineman from Concordia, takes the defensive honor. He's a senior from Utica, Nebraska. He had a huge game of 13 tackles, 7 for loss, 4 sacks, and 2 blocked kicks, and that earned him NAIA National Player of the Week honors as well. Stephen Leinen, kicker from Dordt, repeats on special teams. He's a junior from Harlan. He made 5 PATs last Saturday and also 2 field goals, one of 49 yards and the other from 51. That's a look back at last week around the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Coming up after the break, we'll preview this week in GPAC football. The GPAC Football Saturday Report rolls on, but first this from Dakota Mac.
When people ask what is Dakota Mac, the first thing I let people know is that it's a division of First Dakota. Always has been, hopefully always will be. And we work with bankers, most notably our First Dakota bankers and our Dakota Mac loan production offices. And then we work with producers out there to offer competitive long-term fixed-rate financing for ag producers.
Dakota Mac is a division of First Dakota National Bank. For more, go to dakotamac.com.
Welcome back to another Saturday of GPAC football, where there are 4 games on the schedule around the league, all games kicking off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll start in Sioux City, where Morningside will have their home opener. The Mustangs will take on Midland and the Warriors. Hastings at home this Saturday. The Broncos will host Waldorf and the Warriors at Lloyd Wilson Field. It's the Catholic Cup in Yankton, South Dakota. Mount Marty will host Briar and the Chargers. And Northwestern to the road to Mitchell, where they will take on the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan at Joe Quintal Field. Again, those 4 games kicking off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Doane, Concordia, and Dordt all have a bye this week for GPAC football. There is a new NAIA Top 25 out. No change at the top. The Grandview Vikings remain the number 1 team in the country, and Kaiser right behind them at number 2. Benedictine is ranked number 3, with Morningside checking in at number 4, and Indiana Wesleyan rounds out the top 5 at number 5. Northwestern is ranked number 15 this week. The Dordt Defenders are ranked 17, and Concordia comes into the poll at number 23. And the Mount Marty Lancers are now receiving votes from the NAIA in the top 25. This has been your GPAC Football Saturday Report for Saturday, September 20. Brought to you by Dakota Mac. I'm Corey Westra for the Great Plains Athletic Conference.
Are you huddling up with the relatives for the holidays or a Yankton or Mount Marty football game, but don't have enough space in your locker room? Book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott are Holiday Inn Express. There won't be any roughing penalties with their clean, comfortable beds, and no interference on a relaxing stay. Remember, instead of everyone at your house, call on Audible and book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express. For great rates and flexible reservation changes, call either hotel direct.
Looking for the easy way to travel? Well, let Foreman Charters do the driving for your next trip. Here are some 2026 tours coming up. Experience the full-scale replica of Noah's Ark with the Ark Encounter Tour leaving in May. Visit Michigan's historic resort destination, Mackinac Island, in June. Also in June, head for the hills and the famous Medora musical. And see the Grand Canyon and other Southwest National Parks in July. For more on Foreman Charters tours, go to foremanbus.com.
Sherco, the industry leader in tarping, has done it again with the release of the all-new Sherlock E-Series electric tarp. The E-Series features fully assembled front and rear arms, a pre-wired sealed control box, and Sherco's exclusive SmartWire sealed harness for quick and easy installation. Operate the E-Series with the SureLink EZR remote or by your smartphone using the SureLink app. Add more time to your day with the Sherlock E-Series. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Long day, good day, either way, Yankton Pizza Ranch makes it easy. Our buffet is always ready with fresh pizzas, mouth-watering desserts, and the country's best chicken. No waiting, no stress, just grab a plate and enjoy. So when you need comfort made simple, make today a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Buffet every day from 11 to 8.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
All right, back here on the pregame show from Coors Light and Miller Lite. Always remember, drink responsibly. As we turn now to our player profile from Lewis and Clark Ford, a man with 2 interceptions against the top 10 team last week, and Arthur Oliver, the team's starting free safety. Arthur, thank you for coming and talking with me today, first things first.
Thank you for having me on, man. Thank you.
So let's go ahead and talk about, first things first, those 2 interceptions. The first one a little earlier in the game, but the second one, game sealing. It had to feel good to get both of those against Northwestern.
Yes, it felt great to have both of those, but the last one to end the game, to secure the victory for our team, felt amazing, honestly. To see out the crowd cheering, to see the fans, see the teammates, all of us jumping up and down, knowing that we just knocked off a top 10 team, felt great.
What's the mood around the locker room been the last week, getting ready for Briar Cliff now?
We're back locked in. You know what I mean? Like I told our guys, Saturday happened. At 12 o'clock midnight, it's over. Monday morning, we got back to practice, on the Briar Cliff. No more celebrating, no more happiness. Yes, we did it, but we still got a lot more games to go.
Got loftier goals than just that one game.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about Briar Cliff then. You have been definitely one of the main players on this defense. Can you tell me how the defense has been prepping for this Briar Cliff attack, where they really have done things through the air so far this season?
Yes, we know that they're going to be heavily relying on us on the back end. Like, our front seven is pretty good, one of the top in the country, I believe. And I think they're going to resort to the air, and then they're going to come to us on our back four to really lock in on the tone in on details and make sure that we don't get beat over the top, and that we're keeping everything in front of us, and we limited numbers in the air.
So let's turn to you now. Like, what's your major and your minor here?
My major is physical therapy, and my minor is in business right now.
So what are you going to do with it after graduation? Because you are a senior this year.
Yes,
You're getting close to that.
Yes, sir. Honestly, I love the game of football so much. I am a physical therapy major, but I really want to get into coaching. Like, I'm hoping, by the grace of God, I can become a GA maybe at Mount Marty or at another school or stuff like that, and I can begin my coaching career and stuff like that.
So still some more schooling in your future, hoping to go to grad school and still work at a football program.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you don't really have to get out in the world not yet at least. You just got to work on that grad school application, which can be interesting. I know. So have you been looking into that? Like, what's kind of needed for grad school?
Yes, I've been looking into it a little bit, and I'm going to continue a bit modestly, but we're in football season right now, so I've been mostly locked into football and stuff like that. But after the season, I'm going to get heavy into it and really understand what we need to get into to hit that next level after graduation.
Let's talk a little bit about the move from Louisiana all the way up to South Dakota. Like, what is the biggest difference between Louisiana and South Dakota noticed?
The weather.
What's it like being in snow every winter now?
I've gotten used to it over the time of being here. Trust me, when I first got here, it was 60 degrees was cold to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, playing in my first ever snow game was a struggle at first. I had to get used to it. Like, In Louisiana, we're wearing long sleeves at 70 at nighttime on Friday night. We're wearing long sleeves. There's no wind outside. Up here, you see kids no long sleeve. It's 40, 45 degrees. They're like, we're used to this. Well, I was not. So it took me quite a time to get used to it, but I think I am now.
And finally, tell me a little about your family back in Louisiana. Did they get to come up to some games? They always watching?
Yeah, they're always watching. They're always supporting at home. They're going to make it to a game this year and stuff like that. But they're always supporting. They're always watching. They're the first to text me when the game is over. They're the first to text me before the game and stuff like that. And they just enjoy watching me play football at the end of the day.
Well, I'll tell you what, my guy. Thank you for coming in and talking with me, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That brought to you by Lewis and Clark Ford. The pregame show rolls on when we return.
Do you have a pest problem? Bed bugs, bats in the attic, termite damage, earwigs? Olson's Pest Technicians can tackle any of your pest problems. Family owned and operated with over 80 years of pest experience in South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. Proven pest methods include Centricon bait stations for termites and Bicane treatments for bed bugs. Even the toughest pest infestations don't stand a chance. Olson's Pest Technicians, putting pests to rest since 1966. Call 800-KIL-BUGS.
Looking for a job that works for you? Join our team at Park Grove Yankton. We're hiring second shift assemblers and other positions, offering competitive wages, a night shift pay differential, great health insurance, paid time off, and retirement benefits that help secure your future. Enjoy steady hours, a supportive team, and opportunities to advance. Whether you're building your skills or bringing years of experience, you'll find a place where you can grow and succeed. Apply today and start enjoying the benefits you deserve.
Parker, engineering your success.
Those are the sounds of loyal companions looking for a new home and family. The Heartland Humane Society has dogs and cats looking to become a new member of your family, ready for adoption today. Every animal available for adoption is vaccinated, spayed or neutered, microchipped, and dewormed, saving you over $200 or more in vet care while giving you a loyal friend. Come visit all available animals at 3400 East Highway 50 Yankton or online at heartlandhumanesociety.net.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. Work with someone who knows the ins and outs. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and with 20 years of experience, I will focus on the details while providing marketing knowledge, advice on staging, and negotiating to get your home sold. From start to finish, I'll guide you through the process, making sure nothing is overlooked. Call me, Deb Speck, Vision Real Estate, 605-664-5555.
And welcome back to Crane Youngworth Field. We're getting you ready for a Saturday night football game. The Catholic Cup on the line, the traveling trophy between Mount Marty and Briar along with Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Thum. And before we get into the breakdown, let's talk about this new trophy that got incorporated last year, Tehl, the Catholic Cup.
The Catholic Cup, two Catholic GPAC schools, and Mount Marty and Briar obviously have had a pretty good rivalry over the last couple of years and really exploding in the last couple of years since they added football as well. So it's just one more sport that they can battle at, and this one, a very physical sport. So now they have a trophy, a traveling trophy that has not traveled yet since it's only been 1 year, obviously. Well, technically, I guess the game was in Sioux City last year, so I guess it traveled back to Yankton. But anyway, it's been 1 year, and the winner of this game will have the gold chalice, and it is large. It is like the size of about half the size of a human being. If you have it at your waist, it's going to go up to your head. It's large, and it's been in the Lancer locker room for the last year. They have been enjoying it. One of 3 trophies in the Lancer locker room right now, with the original Catholic Cup of presentation, and then, of course, Dakota Wesley and the Dakota Railroad rivalry, which will be later this year. But, yeah, Lancer's having a lot of trophies, and they're hoping to keep this one here.
Yeah, and of course, College of St. Mary, also a Catholic school, but that is women's only, so obviously no football traveling trophy there for that particular school. So the Lancers coming in, as we mentioned, off a big win, 10-point victory over a team that was ranked number 7 at the time, Northwestern. But the Lancers did not escape that game unscathed. A couple of injuries to the starting lineup.
Yeah, they lost 2 pretty impactful players. First things first, Alex Gove, a sophomore right guard out of North Platte, Nebraska, did suffer an injury in that game. I believe a hand injury that will be sidelining him for this game. So we will see Mason Parker, a senior out of North Platte, Nebraska. Those two actually obviously know each other growing up in the same town, and Mason Parker will get the start at right guard. Also, the Lancers are going to be without their junior wide receiver and their number one receiving target in Rodney Broadnax today. That 6'4", 215-pound junior not going to be on the field. He had a shoulder injury against Northwestern in the first half, sidelined him, and unfortunately he is done. Not going to be back today. They're hoping to get him back because the bye week for the Lancers is next week. They're hopefully going to get him back for the next game at Concordia.
But there is a new player that is expected to get into the action tonight at the wide receiver slot.
Yeah, they're really excited about a freshman in Moshe Richmond out of Woolsey-Wessington. Not too far from here. Moshe Richmond's going to get his feet wet and get his first Lancer snaps today. Kind of coming back off of injury, so we'll see how much they get to work him in. But I can tell you they are excited about Moshe Richmond, a true freshman that is going to be really, really, really good for this Lancer program. Also, we expect to see more from Zone Robinson and Drushawn Phillips today, a couple of wide receivers that we have seen in the first couple games, but with the loss of Broadnax, somebody of those three is going to have to step up at that Z spot.
The Lancers have had a really balanced attack, and that stands in a little bit of contrast to Briar Cliff. As the Lancers 214 through the air, 183 on the ground, but the Chargers, they've pretty much been relying on their quarterback, Brock Saya, the junior out of Johnstown, Colorado. Chargers with 312 yards a game through the air, but only 66.5 yards on the ground. That's something that the Lancers have done very well the last couple of years when facing off the Chargers, making them a one-dimensional team. And for Briar Cliff, they've got to get more out of their running game.
Yeah, that's exactly what you just said. 65 rushing yards a game as a team, just not going to do it. It's just not going to do it. They're 2-1 on the season. They've been able to escape a couple of games, but that's once again, their defense has been very, very good, but they're going to have to find a way to run the ball. So that is exactly how I expect them to start this game. They are going to be giving it to Chase Thomas and Edmund Pittman right away. Those two are going to be getting a lot of carries in this first quarter, trying to establish that running game that is yet to get established this season. If the Chargers get one-dimensional against this secondary that benched the Northwestern starting quarterback last week, 6 of 16 for 30-something yards and an interception only at halftime, they're going to struggle. They've got to run the ball today.
And that quarterback for Northwestern was a transfer from the University of South Dakota. So
D1.
A guy who's, playing D1 football, and he could not figure out this Lancer defense. Brock Saya, though, completing 73% of his passes. That is one of the top in the nation.
Yeah, no, he's been good. His first 2 games of the year, I should say, were really good against St. Ambrose, putting up 35 points, and then 17 against number 3 at the time, Morningside. Last week, bit of a step back, against Hastings. They got the win, and I know he's very sigh of relief, got the win, but he threw 4 interceptions in the game. So ball control, taking care of that football has got to be the number one priority for Cy in this game. 4 interceptions last week to 3 touchdowns. Did have some yardage, but turned over the ball too much. Got to clean that up.
Yeah, and again, this is a guy who has already won one GPAC Offensive Player of the Week award already this season, and he actually denied Rugby Riken. That was back in week 1 when both quarterbacks played stellar. Now they match up head-to-head, and Rugby Riken putting up great numbers, decent running numbers on the ground, but where he uses his legs is to keep plays alive, and Riken completing 60% of his passes, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions coming into today's play. But Riken also has the benefit of that great 1-2 punch at running back, Kyle Hirsch, Malachi Hartz.
Yeah, absolutely. The running back duo for the Lancers is always the staple of their football teams. Those two have been going really, really, really well. 2 weeks ago at Waldorf, they both combined for nearly 100 yards each with a couple of scores. Last week against Northwestern, we talked about them being able to run the ball, but both of them are good pass-catching backs as well. They can split out and they can run routes against linebackers, get some advantages. This Lancer offense is full of weapons.
Yep, and Jackson Waholes with a big game last week. He now has 10 catches on the year. And James Brinsley making big plays at tight end as well for the Lancers offensively. But they'll have to get that blocking up front. And so far, that offensive line has played well until at the beginning of the year. 4 starters gone from last year's team on that O-line, but they've done very well so far this year.
Oh, man. I mean, you talk about the starters gone. There were, I think, 2 or 3 starters that returned that didn't graduate or leave on each side of the ball. I think it was 2 on each, which is just insane. This Lancer team is brand new. Everybody is new to the starting lineup, but not necessarily new to the team. They've been here getting accustomed, but that senior class last year, 35 seniors graduating. They just hadn't had a chance to get on the field. So now we're seeing that, well, they didn't take a step back. They just reloaded, and they're 3-0.
Yep, as this is the Dakota Beverage pregame show. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please do drink responsibly. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back, and we'll hear from Coach Shane Ledecky of Briar Cliff, and this coach interview being brought to you by Fairfield by Marriott and Holiday Express, or Holiday Inn Express, I should say. Get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton direct. He's Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Thum. We're about a half hour away from kickoff. It's Briar Cliff taking on Mount Marty. This is college football on Current 94.3 FM.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? At First Chiropractic Centers, we have been helping people get back into their game for nearly 40 years. Whether your game is sports related, or it looks more like gardening, household chores, exercising, or just daily life, if your pain is preventing you from enjoying or participating in your chosen activity, we can help. With offices in Yankton, Hardington, Tyndall, and Wagner. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
When it comes to insurance, clarity is everything. At Vision Insurance Group, they cut through the fine print so you know exactly what's covered and what's not. From home and auto to life, business, and long-term care, their experts design plans that fit your needs and your budget. Serving South Dakota, Iowa, and Nebraska, visit VisionInsuranceGRP.com for your personalized quote. Vision Insurance Group, protecting your future so you can live in the vision.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more, all at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, bison, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. The Meat Lodge in Yankton on the way to the lake on Highway 52. For more, call 689-3000 or go to themeatlodge.com.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
All right, back here on the pregame show from Coors Light and Miller Lite. Always remember, please drink responsibly. As we go to our opposing coach interview now, brought to you by Fairfield by Marriott and Holiday Inn Express. Get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton direct. Head coach Shane Ledecky of Briar Cliff University now on the line, joining us here ahead of Briar Cliff versus Mount Marty. Coach, first things first, can you give me your thoughts on this week's film session and breaking down Mount Marty's win over number 7 Northwestern this last week?
Yeah, first off, just really impressed with what Mount Marty's done and what Coach Micheletti and staff have built. I think we could see it kind of coming over the last couple of years, how they've continued to get better, but they have really played hard against those guys. I thought, was a more physical team. And made some just really key plays, again, at key times. And when you're playing a team that historically has been as good as Northwestern's been, if you want to knock them off, it's those key plays that you have to make. When they make a mistake, you got to capitalize. And I thought they did that. So all in all, really impressed with the quarterback, impressed with their running backs, and the run game just in general. And I think they're playing really physical on the defensive side of the ball.
So when it comes to stopping this Lancer attack, what is your plan defensively this week?
we got to be really gap sound. We got to fit things really well. Mount Marty presents a bunch of different motions and formations. Doesn't necessarily run a ton of different schemes, but I think they do as good as anybody I've been around in terms of masking those and trying to get your eyes in the wrong spots and capitalizing on that. And I think they do a really good job of, between their zone run game and their gap schemes, mixing those up and being really smart with that. So that's our biggest challenge, is just, can we fit things right and play physical? If we can do those things, we're going to give ourselves a chance to be successful.
Let's talk about your team now, as you've had some success this season. You're 2-1 on the season with victories over St. Ambrose and Hastings both, the GPAC win that last week, and you've really done it through the air, Coach. Your quarterback in Brock Saya you've had for a little while now, and he's having a good start to the year, 72% completion percentage with 6 touchdowns and 937 yards through 3 games. Your air attack has been working, Coach.
Yeah, I've been really happy with Brock and how he's played. He's continued to get better. I think kind of that same trajectory that Reichen's on for Mount Marty. It just, it seems like every week just gets a little bit better and a little bit better. And he's done a really good job extending plays. Maybe when something breaks down, whether it's on the perimeter with concepts or if our protection breaks down, he's really found ways to make plays with his feet, whether he scrambles for a first down or whether he's able to just extend it to let our guys get open. I think he's just done a phenomenal job with that. We got to continue to clean up our run game a little bit. We've had some chances, and whether we've missed a read or been a little bit late off a double team, that's where we got to continue to progress. But I tell you what, I'm really pleased with our perimeter play at receiver and at tight end, and giving Brock opportunities to be successful has got to continue. But we got to be able to run the ball a little bit more effectively, to come away with some more wins. And then, defensively last week just played really well against Hastings, which kind of flipped the script. The week before against Morningside, we still played pretty well offensively, but we really had some breakdowns in coverage on defense. And we were able to flip the script last week. Brock turned the ball over more than he'd like to, but our defense really played lights out and held them to not a lot of yards and forced some takeaways, and that's got to be a recipe for success for us defensively. And then if we can clean up some of the turnovers on offense, I think we've got a shot to continue to improve and get better.
Well, Coach Ledecky, thank you very much for your time, and good luck on Saturday.
All right, thanks for having me.
That interview brought to you by Fairfield by Marriott and Holiday Inn Express. Get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton direct. We'll take a break, come back, keep things rolling on our pregame show from Coors Light. Miller Lite, always remember, drink responsibly. Back in a couple of minutes.
The perfect place to get together with friends and family and watch the game and enjoy some of the best wings in town is Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. Checkers is open every day, and on Monday nights, the action gets even better. Cheer on Monday Night Football with $6 cheeseburgers and fries, plus play bingo and your chance to win great prizes. From mouth-watering wings to juicy burgers and stacked sandwiches, Checkers Sports Bar and Grill is Yankton's favorite destination for food, friends, and game day fun. Your game days belong at Checkers.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Before the Lancers play, after the game, or maybe even while watching it here. Enjoy authentic flavor at RB Grill House and Sports Bar.
We're American-themed and feature handcrafted dishes and daily specials with an amazing selection of beer and spirits. Enjoy burgers, steaks, wings, and ribs, sandwiches, salads, seafood, and plenty of HD TVs.
Authentic flavor, family-driven, and a memorable atmosphere.
Join us at RB Grill House and Sports Bar, next to River Rocks Event Center on Broadway in Yankton. Go Lancers!
Not all funerals are the same, and neither are funeral homes. This is Paul Wentz of the Wentz and Ray Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Yankton. A death in a family is one of life's most significant events. We understand the importance of such an event and realize there are no second chances. We will guide you through all your options so you are comfortable with the services chosen. Our experience, professionalism, compassion, and attention to detail will ensure everything is perfect. Winston Ray Funeral Home, Yankton.
And welcome back to the Dakota Beverage pregame show, getting you ready for the Catholic Cup game between Mount Marty and Briar Cliff. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here. Dakota Beverage pregame show rolls on, and now we are going to turn to the starting lineups for tonight's matchup. That's being brought to you by Foreman Charters. Let Foreman Charters do the driving for your next trip. See upcoming tours at foremanbus.com. With the starting lineups, here's Tehl Tanner.
Y'all know me. I like to start it off with the big boys on the offensive line. For the Mount Marty Lancers, the left tackle, junior out of Grandview, Missouri, and Desmond Taylor, wearing 77. The left guard, number 57, senior out of Sioux Falls, O'Gorman, Zach Carlson. The center, number 61, junior out of Sioux Falls, Roosevelt. They call him Beef. That's Nick Bunkers. The right guard, senior out of North Platte, Nebraska, Mason Parker, starting today for the injured Alex Gove. And the right tackle, David Grabo, junior out of Sioux Falls, Jefferson. Your pass catchers, James Brinsley, senior out of Seguin, Texas, wearing number 2. In your slot, a sophomore out of Omaha, Nebraska, number 9, Jack Rowland. Wide receiver, Jackson Waholtz, wearing 16, junior out of Pierce, Nebraska. And I believe Drushawn Phillips is going to start at that Z over Rodney Broadnax, once again injured. The wearing number 6, he's a junior out of Pasadena, California. Your running backs, you're going to see a whole lot of number 1, Kyle Hirsch, a sophomore out of Gayville, and number 7, Malachi Hartz, a senior out of Merced, California. For your quarterback, the starting quarterback of the Mount Marty Lancers, a redshirt sophomore, Yankton native, number 14, Rugby Riken.
The Lancers average 183 yards per game on the ground, 214 through the air, 397 overall, and they're scoring 32 points per game. Now let's meet the Lancer defense.
Up front on the left end, a sophomore out of Sioux Falls, Lincoln, number 52, Bryson Mitchell. The nose tackle, a senior out of Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, number 92, and Lane Ferguson. On the right end, number 1, senior out of Mount Shasta, California, DJ Brown. Your linebackers, Kavion Rogers off the left side. The outside linebacker, sophomore out of Pearland, Texas. On the other end, junior out of Tyndall, South Dakota, number 7, and Isaac Crownover. Your middles, junior linebacker out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Brock Lubers, wearing number 9. And your middle linebackers out of Post Falls, Idaho, senior number 11, in Cole Cripps. Your secondary, Amir Conley, a senior cornerback out of San Diego, California, wearing number 4. On the other end, number 0, Asmaran Muhammad, senior out of Sioux Falls, Roosevelt. Your safeties, strong safety, junior out of Oxnard, California, number 24, Daniel Pierce. And your free safety, number 8, junior out of Metairie, Louisiana. We spoke with him earlier. It's Arthur Oliver.
And Oliver with 3 interceptions already this year, 3 of the 4 interceptions for the Lancer team. They give up 109 yards per game on the ground, 161 through the air. That's 270 yards overall. The Lancer defense has been very stingy so far. Let's meet the visiting team tonight, the Chargers of Briar Cliff.
Roll through their offensive line, the junior out of Otay Ranch, California, and Zach Raychow. That's the left tackle. Your left guard, Eli Burns, a senior out of Baytown, Texas, wearing 58. Your center, number 71, a senior out of Brookings, South Dakota, in Perry King. Your right guard, a sophomore out of Defiance, Iowa, in Derek Sharing, wearing 74 today. And your right tackle, redshirt freshman, Yankton native, making his return to Crane Youngworth Field, in Caden Waverneck. Your pass catchers, the tight end, Stephen Whiting, senior out of Lodi, California. And your wide receivers, Kaimani Flairme, a junior out of Sunrise, Florida, wearing 13. Ivan Funderbunk, a junior out of Hamilton, California, wearing 10. And number 4, Ezra Hellner, a sophomore out of Saratoga Springs, Utah. It's your wide receivers. Starting running back today for the Chargers, Chase Thomas, wearing number 1. He's a junior out of Windsor, California. And your quarterback, Brock Saya, wearing 17 today, junior out of Johnston, Colorado.
Chargers total 379 yards per game offensively, but most of it through the air, 312, only 66.5 yards per game on the ground. The Chargers are scoring 24 points per game. Let's meet the Briar Cliff defense.
Up again, running the 4-3, start up front. Redshirt freshman on the left end out of Sioux City, Iowa, where number 2, Ethan Dallin. Inside, a redshirt freshman out of Sioux City, Iowa, Blake Hogenkamp, wearing 90. Number 98, Michael Caceres, a junior out of Jordanton, Texas. And the other DN on the right side, Joseph Caceres, sophomore out of Moore, Oklahoma, wearing 2. Your linebackers, your left side outside linebacker, senior out of Stockton, California, is Max Raskin Jr. The other outside linebacker, Kyle Gibson, a sophomore out of Magnolia, Texas, wearing 24. Your middle linebacker, number 5, Johnny Bowser, senior out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Your corners, Kevin Booker, redshirt freshman out of Cordova, Tennessee, wearing number 3. On the other end, Ben Greer, sophomore out of Des Moines, Iowa, wearing 12. Strong safety, Dayton Harrell, out of Sioux City, Iowa, wearing 22. He's a sophomore. And your free safety, Cale Forsyth, sophomore out of Winterset, Iowa, wearing 29.
The Chargers giving up 410 yards per game on the ground, 243 through the air, 167 on the ground. They've registered 4 team sacks, 4 team interceptions. They have given up 32 points per game, but one of those results kind of skewed because they already played Morningside and their super high-powered offense. They gave up 58 to Morningside, but only 23 to St. Ambrose. They gave up 16 points last week to Hastings. And those are your starting lineups. The starting lineups being brought to you once again by Foreman Charters. The team is taking the field. Lancers being led out onto the field by Bryson Mitchell, waving the Lancer flag. American flag out there as well. If you're watching online, welcome to today's broadcast and on radio. We're on 94.3 FM tonight. He's Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Thum. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll hear from the head coach of Mount Marty. That's John Micheletti. We're 15 minutes away from kickoff. The Catholic Cup on the line between the Lancers and the Chargers. Back in a couple of minutes right here at 94.3 FM.
Hey, we know an auto accident takes a bite out of your life. You hear that sickening crunch and it's instant stress. Who do I call? What will insurance cover? How long will this take? How much will it cost? Well, relax. You found Abra. Rest assured, the friendly Abra professionals will make your experience easy and hassle-free. They'll help you repair your car so you can get on with your life like nothing ever happened. Contact Abra today. Locally owned and operated by Northtown Automotive, North Highway 81. Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Recently, a small business owner came into the UPS store to pick up a banner we printed for her latest event. As we rolled it up, she asked if we also designed brochures. The answer? Absolutely, we can help with that too. For over 7 years, the UPS store in Yankton has been helping customers with all kinds of printing, from large banners to detailed brochures. Come see us today and find out how we can assist with your next big project. And don't forget to ask about our print specials.
Bikes. It's what we do. This is Canada Ace Bike and Fitness, and we're passionate about bikes. Our bike enthusiasts are knowledgeable and will fit you to your perfect ride. Not only do we have hundreds of bikes in stock to shop from, but we also have all the accessories you'll need. We service what we sell, so repairs and tune-ups are handled in store. Also shop Oakley sunglasses, Columbia clothing, fitness, and disc golf equipment too. Shop Ace Bike and Fitness of Yankton today.
All right, back here in the pregame show from Coors Light and Miller Lite. Always remember, drink responsibly. Turn now to the head coach of the Mount Marty Lancers in John Micheletti. This brought to you by Sureco. When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. Coach, you got another game here in Yankton. 2 games on the road, 2 games at home before the bye week. Pretty balanced to start the season, and you're 3-0. In order to go 4-0 before the bye week, what needs to happen tomorrow?
Yeah, we got to find a way to be able to continuously improve. I thought we did a great job last week of having the next guy step up when it was their turn to call, and it was one thing that our coaching staff really wanted to make sure we focused on moving into this year was our depth, and that was able to show a little bit last week. So looking to improve on that part. Briar Cliff has a very good quarterback that, as his momentum goes, that he's going to continuously make big plays. They have a good tight end coming off an All-American year, so we got to make sure we slow him down. And then Briar Cliff's always going to have a good defensive line. That's one thing that they've had each and every year. So got to make sure our guys up front are able to reestablish that line of scrimmage.
You talk about their quarterback, say a guy that you've seen over the last couple of years. He's been their guy for the last 3 years. So how do you slow him down? Because right now he's having a good season. They are passing the ball very effectively. Their skill positions look very good. But the running game needs some work. So how are you going to slow down their offense?
Yeah, I think they're going to try to establish a little bit more of that run game early. So making sure that we keep them as close to one-dimensional as possible. I think being able to show a few different coverage looks or coverage shell looks will hopefully cause a little bit of confusion for them, make them hang on the ball a little bit longer to let our defensive linemen get up some pressure on them and things like that, and then be able to be very educated with our pressures and sims and things like that, so we can hopefully get an extra guy rushing the quarterback.
You seem to be pretty educated with your pressure last week, especially in very key moments. What went into that?
Yeah, as always, I think it's good to feel one with the players, how they're feeling in the game, what they are seeing in the game, and a lot of that is giving off the feedback each and every series of what they are seeing, because in the end, that's what matters most, is how they're feeling in the game, not exactly what the coach is thinking or seeing. So, when you're starting to pick up, they're starting to slide to the boundary or slide to the field, that you can be able to pick up an extra guy on the man-to-man side away from the slide. So, or their back's always going to chip this way or things like that our coaches are able to pick up, during game things too. So all that kind of goes into what you have on your call sheet going into the game, but then that everybody's going to make certain changes in game, and that's what we rely on is, the players, what they're seeing, and educating them so they're giving us the right information come game time.
Let's talk about the injuries, Coach, as we're 3 games into the season. Starts happening about this time for football programs. I know you lost a receiver for this game, but you're getting an exciting one back, and it's a shakeup on the offensive line.
Yeah, Rodney Broadnax will be sitting out this week, just a little bit of a shoulder injury. Hope to get him back here over the bye week and kind of get back to where he was performing before that. As you mentioned, Moshe Richmond will be coming back off of the injured list and all that, so we're excited to get his feet wet in his first college game. And then Alex Gove up front will be sitting out. He's got a little bit of a hand injury that just trying to make sure that we take care of so it doesn't get any worse.
Coach, let's turn back to Briar Cliff then. If you're going to walk into this bye week 4-0 with a smile on your face, what needs to happen to put the smile on the face of the head coach?
Yeah, continuous ball control. We've got to limit the big plays. That was one thing I thought our defense did a good job last week. There were still a few of them there towards the end of the game that we need to shapen up a little bit, but making sure that our big plays come from our offense, not giving them that on our defense. And then clean up that kicking game a little bit will be crucial for our success against Briar Cliff.
You mentioned last week the reward for this team for beating Northwestern was more conditioning, so I know they got a lot of that in. They looking good? They looking healthy this week?
Yeah, they definitely got their fair share of conditioning in this week, so hopefully they're nice and rested now for the game.
Let's go ahead and take that last break before the game starts. John, thank you very much for coming in and joining with us. Good luck here on Saturday.
I appreciate it. Go Lancers.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? At First Chiropractic Centers, we have been helping people get back into their game for nearly 40 years. Whether your game is sports related, or it looks more like gardening, household chores, exercising, or just daily life, if your pain is preventing you from enjoying or participating in your chosen activity, we can help. With offices in Yankton, Hardington, Tyndall, and Wagner. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, they believe patients should understand their treatment, not just receive it. That's why they show you x-rays and photos, explain the why, and keep you informed every step of the way. They treat patients of all ages and especially love caring for kids. Most pediatric treatments are done right in the office, trying to limit trips out of town. So come see Elwood Family Dental Care today, located at 19th and Broadway, where they take care of the entire family.
Slumberland Furniture is your local destination for top brands like Lazy Boy, Ashley, Flex Steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and more. Carrying a full range of mattresses and furniture for every room in your home, you'll find styles you'll love at values that make sense. From everyday essentials to name brand comfort, Slumberland offers the selection, and their service goes the extra mile. Visit Slumberland Furniture, 2401 Broadway in Yankton, where helping you create a comfortable home is what they do best.
We're heading into the final segment of the Dakota Beverage pregame show, just minutes away from the kickoff of tonight's matchup between Briarcliff and Mount Marty, with the Catholic Cup on the line. And the Catholic Cup is on the field, Tehl. They've just brought it out to midfield here just a few moments ago. It's back on the sideline now.
Yeah, we were able to get a good look at that if you're watching here on KYN TV. It is a beautiful looking cup. I would love to drink some water out of that.
And now it's time for our colors of the game, brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. For tires, brakes, alignments, and more, visit Les Schwab Tire in Yankton. Get more from Les. The Chargers are going to be dressed in their their visiting white uniforms, the royal blue numbers and letters and helmets. Meanwhile, the Lancers are in their navy blue uniforms, the white numbers and letters, white pants, and the gold helmets. Currently about 72 degrees here in Yankton. Skies are sunny. Of course, we'll be under the lights here momentarily. Well, not momentarily, probably about halftime or so. We'll have the lights in full effect here. Not much of a wind, a little bit humid. Partly cloudy skies, 74 the official temperature at the moment. Tehl, final thoughts as the teams are going to be making their way out to the center of the field for the coin toss.
Yeah, well, we're getting ready for the start of this ball game, and both teams need to run the football. See, the Briarcliff Chargers, their defense was actually pretty good the last couple weeks. We talked about it, 4 interceptions by Brock Saya last week against Hastings. They won that game because their defense was able to hold despite the turnovers. They are only allowing 167 rushing yards a game, 243 passing yards a game, and that's with a couple of really good teams in their schedule like Morningside. This defense is able to stand when it really matters. Lancers got to be able to run the ball. And for Briarcliff, we talked about it throughout the entire pregame show. They haven't been able to run the ball in any of their 3 games. They're averaging just about 60-something yards a game on the ground, 66, I believe. And that's just not going to cut it in GPAC play. They've got to be able to start running the football.
Our officials for today's game: Darren Berg is the referee, Jason Reisdorfer the umpire, Aaron Petit is the head linesman, Jerry Beer is the linesman, the side judge Carter Coy, the field judge Chad Gordon, the back judge Chad Vasikul. Mount Marty has won the toss, but they're going to defer. So that means they will get the ball to start the third period of play.
That's the usual strategy for the Lancers. They like trying to get that 2-for-1 at the end of the half.
And the sun going down here, and that could pose problems for teams driving that particular way, because the sun, this is an east-west field here in Yankton, so the team moving down the field, moving left to right on your radio dial, they'll be working into the sun. So that could cause a problem for the quarterback trying to throw the ball down the field if he has to stare into the sun. We'll see how that goes, as the sun will be going down here. A gorgeous day here in Yankton. And the first half about to get underway. The first half of tonight's game being brought to you by Dakota Mac. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, investor, or simply a Lancer fan, look to Dakota Mac for your ag financing needs. Visit dakotamac.com to learn more as the shadows start to fall over the field here in Yankton at Crane Youngworth Field. He's Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Toon. Great to have you here. Not hot today, but humid outside, and not much of a wind here at the field today. So the teams will deploy, and it will be John Lilly, the distance kicker. He'll kick off for the Lancers. Dropping back deep. A couple of return men. Jaden Westbrook. He's one of the men back there, along with Kaimani Flaherty.
All I'm thinking about right now is the hit John Lilly put on a man in the Northwestern game.
Yes.
It came down to a kicker making a stop, and he put a man on his back. It was really fun to watch. But anyways, we're about to get underway. These teams ready to battle. Night game in Yankton.
Yep, the Catholic Cup on the line, the second year for this traveling trophy. It's been residing in Yankton for nearly 12 months. Who will walk away with it tonight? Here comes Lilly, and we are underway with a line drive kick, and Westbrook collects it at the 4-yard line near the left sideline. He'll get to the 20 and be corralled near the 26-yard line. That's where he'll be shoved out of bounds.
Now, that was decent blocking by the Chargers on that kick return. He had to go grab it at about the 4, as you said, and he was moving to his left to go get it, and nobody touched him until he was across the 20. It was good blocking there.
So here comes one of the top quarterbacks in the conference so far as his passing stats, 73%, 6 touchdowns with 4 interceptions, 937 yards. Brock Saya, the junior out of Johnstown, Colorado. And the key tonight for Briar Cliff, can they get that running game going? And they're going to have Nicholas Norman going to line up at running back. He has seen some playing time, and it's the shotgun set with the running back behind him. Whiting in motion. Norman dodges one man, but not the second man. Thrown for a 1-yard loss. Bryson Mitchell makes the play.
Yeah, instant problems here. The Lancers able to get in the backfield, and Bryson Mitchell just wreaking havoc. Briar Cliff, 2-yard loss on the first play of the game.
Second down and 12. Mount Marty football tonight brought to you by Ben's Brew Station. They are the official watch party location for KYN TV. They've got 16 TVs and all the refreshment you need. If it's on KYN TV, it's on at Ben's. Second down and 12, just underway here on a Saturday night at Crane Youngworth Field. Shotgun set, running back to the left of the quarterback. It's Norman in the backfield. Straight drop back. Pocket collapsing. Saya's going to run to the 30. Cuts back, gets past Cripps, and he is down at the 28. That's where his knee is down. Good scramble there by Saya.
Yeah, it was a good scramble. There was just absolutely nowhere to go as we take a look at our Farmers Union Insurance replay. Nowhere to go, nobody open, so he just takes off with it. Able to get some positive yardage, make it third and manageable instead of what would have been a third and long situation.
Yeah, gain of 8 on that last play, and that sets up third down and 4 for the Chargers. Shotgun set, Norman to the left of his quarterback. 2 men out to the right, 1 out to the left. Saya scans the defense, drops back. Here comes the pressure. Outlet pass. Norman has the first down. He's across the 40, and the ball trickles out, but out of bounds. It'll stay with the Chargers at the 43-yard line. That's a first down and a good decision by Saya.
And that was a well-designed play. You could see it. Running back trickles out to the flat. Just find him over there. Nobody else in the area. Just able to find first down yardage.
First down of the game goes to Briar Cliff. Again, just underway, 13:05 and counting. First quarter, no score, first possession of the game. And now we'll have Chase Thomas in the contest in the pistol formation. 2 men to the right, 1 to the left as wide receivers. Here comes Westbrook in motion. Handoff, Thomas up the middle, makes a man miss, but he'll get 2 yards when all's said and done.
Yeah, a lot of blue jerseys, a lot of gold hats just swarming to the football there. That's all it was. There's decent blocking, able to get 2 yards out of it, but as you said, hit at the line of scrimmage, only 2 yards. Got to be able to run the football a little better than that.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires. For tires, brakes, alignments, and more, visit Les Schwab Tire Center in Yankton. Get more from Les. Second down and 8. Chargers moving right to left on your radio dial. 2 men in the backfield now with the shotgun set. See if they go to the ground. They will. Thomas, stutter step at the line of scrimmage, churns the legs, got maybe 3 yards out to the 48-yard line of the Chargers.
So we're going to have another third down situation here. The last time out, Chargers able to convert, throw it to the running back in the flat, and he's able to take it for first down yardage here.
Mount Marty football tonight brought to you in part by Core Trust, helping you achieve your personal and business goals. It's Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations with Core Trust. Member FDIC. Big third down here for Briar Cliff. Third down and 5 from their own 48-yard line. 2 men out to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation. Saya changing things up. 5 on the play clock. Calls for it, drops back, looks to his right, throws towards the sideline. It's going to be caught. And it's in Lancer territory at the 40-yard line. Nice catch by, that's Flaherty. the junior out of Sunrise, Florida.
You can see it at the top of your screen, Flaherty. Just a quick out route over way on the other side of the field. Beautiful ball from Saya. And a first down.
And that replay brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance. Under 11 minutes to go, first quarter, no score. Briarcliff, first possession of the game. They're in Lancer territory right at the 40-yard line. First down and 10. And they'll hand it off. Running back in the backfield, turns across the 35-yard line. That's Pittman, and he's going to gain probably close to 8 yards on that play, running just straight ahead and angling to the right.
Just keeping the legs churning, keep your head down, and just keep moving forward. That was a good run. 2nd and 3 now incoming for the Chargers, and that's one of those where the pass kind of opened up the run a little bit. They've been throwing it so effectively. Lancers set back a moment. They're able to get a good run off that right guard.
2nd down, we'll call it 3. Saya brings them up. Good drive so far by the Chargers. Pittman to the right of the quarterback in the shotgun set. Pittman runs to his left, looking for blockers. He'll be close to the first down. I think he got it. He did, inside the 30 to the 28. And this is the danger. If Briarcliff can get that running game going, that'll open things up for the quarterback, Saya.
Oh, yeah, we know they can throw the ball. They have been able to prove that over the last couple of years. Saya, a very accurate quarterback. If they can get a run game established, this Charger team is going to be dangerous.
1st and 10, 9:35 and counting. First quarter, no score. Pittman stays in. 2 receivers out to the right. Double tight end on the left side. See if they want to run that way. Now they'll send a man in motion. They're going to run to the left side. Pittman has a hole, cuts it back. Nice gainer across the 25 to the 23, about 5 yards.
More good blocking from the offensive line.
Yeah, and they just stacked that left side of the line, Tehl.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did. Everybody on that left side just getting downfield. They had their right side of the line just pulling across, trying to get hat on somebody and get 5 yards and first down.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Dakota Beverage. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. 2nd and 5 from the Lancer 23-yard line. Chargers nearing the red zone. They'll split out 2 men to the right, 1 to the left. Pittman stays in the pistol. Here comes a man in motion, Westbrook. Play action pass towards the sideline. It's going to be caught and out of bounds. Flaherty at the 9-yard line. Actually, they'll put him out of bounds at the 8 on a nice little route there.
Yeah, you can take a look at it here. Flaherty again, just that out route right up at the top of the screen. Once again, perfect ball. Saya took a hit on that play as well.
He did, but he delivered that pass right on target. 1st and goal to go for Briarcliff. They've got Norman back in the game at running back. Double tight end set here. Now Saya's going to change things up. See what he'll do. Hand it off. Norman up the middle. Runs into a bit of a brick wall. Minimal gain, maybe a yard, maybe 2 with forward progress from the 9 down to the 7-yard line. Gain of 2.
Tell you what, this has been a great opening drive for Briarcliff. They're doing exactly what they've needed. They got 28 yards on the ground so far. They've been able to run the football, throw it when necessary. Flaherty has been very, very good getting open on those out routes, and they're already in the goal-go situation. This is working really well for Briarcliff.
2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Norman at running back to the right of his quarterback in the shotgun set. Straight drop back. Looking to the end zone, man open, caught, Whiting, touchdown, Briarcliff. The big tight end catches it. The 6'6 senior out of Lodi, California, used every inch of that 6'6 frame to go up and pull that one down.
Yeah, just went straight up for it. We could take a look at it here, just over on the right side of the offensive line, moving over, throw it up in the air and just let him go get it. There was a Lancer player in the area, but it was just too tall for him. That big tight end able to get that first score of the ball game.
An impressive drive for the Chargers. And now here comes Jacob Myers to try the point after kick. He's 9 of 10 on the year. Cole Ritchie, the backup quarterback, is the holder. A line drive. Ooh. No good. He missed it. So with 7:14 left to go, first quarter, Briarcliff 6, Mount Marty nothing. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on Current 94.3 FM.
FM 1021 and AM 1450 KYNT, Yankton.
What's on your to-do list? Wouldn't it be nice to have it all go according to plan? With Midco by your side, you can rest easy with a partner that always has your back. Going with Midco gets you not only proven reliability, but an internet connection built to go further, go faster, and go beyond. If you're ready to add more certainty to your day, visit midco.com to learn more. Let's go.
That last scoring drive, 12 plays, 73 yards, 7:40 time of possession, literally half the quarter. And Briar Cliff scores on an 8-yard pass from Saya to Whiting. But they missed the extra point. 6-0, Briar Cliff. Myers to kick off. Carbajal, Phillips, back deep for the Lancers. High end-over-end kick. Carbajal near the goal line. He'll bring it out on the right side. Cutting back, now back towards the sideline, tackled near the 20-yard line.
Give us a second to take a look at that touchdown one more time. Just culminating a very good offensive drive, going up for the tight end, just up in the air, bringing it down. That's how you do it. Finish off a great drive where you get 28 yards on the ground. Once again, Briar Cliff averaging 66 yards a game on the ground. Not good average to start the season. That was a great opening drive.
21-yard line, that's the line of scrimmage. First and 10, Mount Marty. They drive from left to right on your radio dial. Hirsch takes the handoff up the middle, has a hole, jukes a man. He's into the open at the 40 to midfield, being chased, tries a stutter stop, stays on his feet at the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. What a juke! He faked a man right out of his shoes.
Yeah, he did, and here come the Lancers. They're moving quick. They did substitute, however. They're able to give Briar Cliff a chance to sub if they choose.
First down from the Charger 39-yard line, just like that. Lancers get into Charger territory. Quarterback keeper Riken faked the jet sweep. He'll get inside the 35 to the 32-yard line.
And that's going to give us a chance to take a look at this run by Kyle Hirsch to start off this ball game way downfield. You can see it. They have a man in motion, misdirection, and then right up the middle, all speed from there.
40-yard gain on that big carry by Hirsch. Second down and 3 now for Mount Marty. Out of the shotgun, Riken steps up, throws to the end zone. He's got a man, and it is incomplete. Intended for Moshe Richmond, the freshman out of Wessington. Good coverage downfield by Briar Cliff.
Yeah, they were looking for him right away. We mentioned him. They're excited about this guy, a very athletic freshman. 6'3", 205 in his freshman year. He was able to have over 1,000 yards receiving at a 9-man school in his senior year of high school last year. 86 catches and 11 touchdowns. Also had 446 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns in his senior year. They're excited about him.
Yeah, 86 receptions in 9-man football is insane. Malachi Hart's up the middle, plows forward. He's close to that first down marker. I think he got it. It depends on the spot from the official. Is he going to move the chains? Nope. We may actually have a measurement here, Tehl.
Oh, man.
No, they're going to move him.
They're going to give it to him. Okay.
All right. I thought he was signaling for the chain gang to come in.
Been waiting for it.
But it's at the 29-yard line. First down on the run by Malachi Hart's. The Lancers still in business in Briar Cliff territory. Pistol formation, Hart's. Now here comes Watts, Holes in motion, and a penalty flag down. This one's, I think, going to be against the Lancers.
Yep, they're backing up. False start. Somebody moved early. At least they got the first down on the last play because now they got 15 yards to go.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Aztec. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. 5:25 and counting. First quarter, Chargers up 6-0. Lancers on the move. They're back to the 34-yard line, and now another flag comes down, and the Charger defense is clapping, and it's another false start against Mount Marty. That's going to make it 1st and 20.
So we talked about it in the pregame a little bit with Coach Micheletti, how the reward for beating the number 7 team in the nation last week was get on the line. Let's do some conditioning. You look slow in the fourth quarter. Well, there's 2 already that they're going to get some conditioning in for this next week. Back-to-back fall starts, and now you got 1st and 20. You were knocking on the door of the red zone just a second ago.
And now they're back to the 39-yard line. Play action. Reichen steps up, throws the home run ball down the middle into coverage. Incomplete.
There's a flag down, though. Guy was there early. This is going to be on Briar Cliff, and all that penalty yardage that just came back for the Lancers, they're getting it plus some.
Robinson, the intended receiver, but it's pass interference on the defense. Darren Berg, our official for tonight. 15 yards, automatic first down. So that penalty really bailed out the Lancers.
Yes, it did. They were at the 29-yard line in Briar Cliff territory originally. Then they backed themselves up twice on two back-to-back false starts. Then the pass interference, and when it's all said and done, they actually gained 5 yards, and it's first down again. Briar Cliff just bailed out Mount Marty right there.
Yep, that's going to drive Coach Ledecky nuts. Wahol's in motion, circles around behind the running back, and it's going to be a screening out pass to Wahol's. Makes a man miss. He's inside the 20 and down at the 17-yard line.
And I tell you, I'm just impressed that Reichen was able to get rid of this football. I mean, as soon as the play gets off, he has got a man all over him and just able to just throw it over to his left. Positive yardage.
He just got clobbered there as the Lancers go back to the run. The ball's loose on the ground. Who's got it? I think it's going to be Briar Cliff.
Oh, this is big. Briar Cliff sideline exploded. No signal yet. Everybody's looking at the bottom of the pile.
Oh, I think the Lancers got it back. Oh, my. Hart's fumbled that one. He'll check out. Hirsch back in. And the Lancers do recover it. Boy, the Briar Cliff sideline exploded. They thought they had that one. Coming up on the 4-minute mark here, 6-0 Briar Cliff. But the Lancers on the move. They've got 3rd down and about 3 coming up from the Chargers' 17-yard line. Wahol's in motion. Quarterback keeper, and Reichen's just smothered and thrown for about a 5-yard loss. Big play there by Kyle Gibson, the sophomore out of Magnolia, Texas. He made a stellar play.
Yes, he did. That was impressive, just getting right in the backfield. Reichen had nowhere to go, running that option play. You can see it here. Waholtz comes across, tries to keep it himself, and instantly in the backfield is one of them Briar Cliff Chargers and Kyle Gibson.
All right, here comes Camden Vance. This is going to be a 38-yard attempt from the left hash mark. McDermott is the holder, on target, kick, low line drive. It's got the distance. Good! 3:04 left to go. First quarter, Briar Cliff 6, Mount Marty 3. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on Current 94.3 FM.
Have a large group or event that you'd like to offer clothing for? JJ Benji's can make you look good. Instead of you taking orders, collecting money, and then delivering the clothing, let JJ Benji's handle it all. JJ Benji's will create an online store with the merchandise you want to offer. People order, pay, and then JJ Benji's will ship it. You just provide a link or QR code to the online store, and that's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton for more information.
That drive for Mount Marty, 8 plays, 58 yards, 4:05 time of possession. Camden Vance, 38-yard field goal. That is his longest of the year. And that makes it 6-3. Briar Cliff on top, 3:04 left. First quarter of play along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here at Crane Youngworth Field. On a Saturday night, the lights are on. Sunshine still splashing across the field for the moment. Partly cloudy skies. We had 74 degrees at kickoff. Here's the kick from Lilly. And it's going to be Westbrook taking it inside the 10. Runs to his right, looking for some blocks. Gets it to the sideline. He's across the 30 to the 40. Down the sideline, finally forced out of bounds near midfield.
I think Briar Cliff was watching film. Northwestern had a very good kick return last week that looked almost exactly like that. Returner fakes left and then just breaks it to his right, all speed to the outside. Lancers had some trouble controlling the edge so far on kick returns this season.
See where they eventually put the football down. 46-yard line of Briar Cliff. That's where the man stepped out of bounds. 1st and 10, Chargers.
Game has gone well for Briar Cliff so far. They ran the ball very, very well in their opening possession, able to get down the field, get in the end zone. You bend, but you don't break defensively, and then a great kick return to start off this next drive.
Play action, Saya looking, now he's in trouble, rolls out to his right, he's going to have to run, tucks it down, and he is smothered near the 48-yard line, gain of 2. Good coverage downfield by the Lancers.
And that's what you got to do if you're going to beat Briar Cliff. You got to have downfield coverage. You know how pass happy they are. If you're able to take away the first and second read, you might have enough time to get your pass rush to make him uncomfortable. That's what happened there. He was able to scramble and get 2 yards out of it, however, and save that play for Briar Cliff was the quarterback, Saya.
Yep, make something out of nothing.
Exactly.
And sometimes, hey, that play is better than, say, a 7 or 8 yard sack.
Yeah.
2nd down and 8 out of the shotgun. 4 receivers out there, 2 either side. It's going to be a run by Thomas to the left side. Not much. Gain of 1. The referee set his knees down at the 49.
That's a gain of only 1 there, and all of a sudden it's 3rd down. The Lancers could really use a 3 and out on this drive after that great kick return. Your offense just got stalled. A 3 and out would do a whole lot for momentum at home.
Marty Football brought to you in part by Pizza Ranch. For legendary chicken and the best pizza, it's Pizza Ranch on Broadway. Call them at 665-1222. 3rd down and 7. A minute 35 left to go in the first quarter. Briar Cliff 6, Mount Marty 3, along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here out of the shotgun set. 2 men split out to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun set. Thomas stays in the block. Saya loads up, throws the home run ball. Downfield, incomplete. Well over the intended receiver, Ivan Funderbunk.
Yeah, Funderbunk did have, one-on-one coverage down the field. It was good coverage. Just trying to throw the 50-50 ball and give it a chance, but over his head.
Myers comes on to punt. He does the kicking and punting for Briar Cliff, and he's averaging 38 yards per punt. Daniel Pierce stands back near his own 10-yard line. Minute 21 left, quarter number 1, 6-3 Chargers. The punt, good one towards the sideline. Pierce collects it, and he's wrapped up right away. Didn't call for the fair catch. It looks like a penalty flag down, unless that's the referee marker.
No,
that's the marker.
Just the marker. No, he didn't call for the fair catch, and he should have there. He got hit right away.
Marty Football brought to you in part by Dakota Mac. At Dakota Mac, we can help do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing, whether you're a farmer, rancher, investor, beginning farmer. Well, we work hard to find the lending solutions to fit your own needs. Learn more at dakotamac.com. 1st down and 10 Lancers. Ball will be at their own 14-yard line. Play action, pass, Waholes. I think it's incomplete. No, he caught it somehow, but rolled to the ground right away.
That's Carbajal.
Oh, sorry,
actually.
Carbajal, not Waholes. It's a catch. Gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play.
Gain of 4 brings up 2nd down.
We'll call it 2nd and 6. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Chargers ahead of the Lancers, 6-3.
Carbajal had 4 catches for 52 yards last week in the win over Northwestern. He's over 151 on the season before that catch, gain of 4.
2 men out to the left, 1 out to the right. Remember, Broadnack's out with an injury. Movement on the line, no flags. Here comes the blitz. Pass. It's going to be over the head of the intended receiver, Richmond, near the 40-yard line. Double coverage there. That was a good defensive scheme by Briar Cliff.
And it looks like quarterback and receiver might not have been on the same page there. I think Riken was trying to have him that route a little bit deeper there. And that's some of the growing pains. Once again, Moshe Richmond, they're really excited about this young receiver. But this is his first action. He was injured to start the season, wasn't out there for the first 3 games.
All right, 2 men out to the left, 1 out to the right. 13 on the play clock. Riken changing things up. Now Hirsch stands in the backfield to the left of his quarterback in the shotgun set. Play action. Riken with time. Now he scrambles. 2 out to his right. Looking downfield. Launches towards the sideline. Incomplete at the 35. There was contact as Robinson was the intended receiver, but no penalty flag, and here comes the punting unit for Mount Marty.
Yeah, Lancers really wanted the flag at the tail end of this play. There was contact ahead of time, but
don't know if
Either
the ball
way,
was catchable.
yeah, that's exactly it. So no flag thrown. That is back-to-back 3-and-outs, one for the Lancers and one for the Chargers, and it's a wash.
Yep, but field position should favor Briar Cliff as Camden Vance stands his own 3-yard line to punt it away. Westbrook near midfield. Here comes the pressure, but he got it away in a good punt near the sideline. Bounces across midfield, takes a Mount Marty roll inside the 40. They're urging it on inside the 35, and it rolls dead with 4 seconds left to go at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Briar Cliff. Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Parker Hannafin. It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for all production positions, offering newly increased wages, 13 paid holidays, and some of the most competitive benefits in the area, all beginning on day one. Learn more at parker.com. Should be the last play of the first quarter here with just 4 seconds left. Moving pretty quickly here. Some sustained drives, and then both teams went 3 and out. Saya has Pittman standing next to him on his right side in the backfield. 1st and 10 from their own 34. Oh, movement on the line. That was the backup tight end. And boy, a little shove there on the center. That's Michael Hensley, the backup tight end, the freshman from Sidney, Iowa. He moved, so it'll be 1st and 15 now for Briar Cliff.
That is our 3rd false start of the game. 2 on the Lancers, back-to-back on that 2 drives ago, once again on the field goal drive. But that's the first one on Briar Cliff. You don't want to see those 4 games into the season.
No, if you're a football coach, that stuff drives you crazy. Double tight end on the left side, shotgun set. Saya, long count, handoff, Pittman up the middle, bottled up right away, no gain. That's how we end quarter number 1. It's Briar Cliff 6, Mount Marty 3. Back with the second quarter in 1 minute right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Aztec has some hot job openings right now. Aztec in Yankton is now seeking employees for all shifts for the following positions: welder, industrial painter, and machine operator. A career at Aztec offers competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, incredible 401k, paid parental leave, safety incentives, and sign-on bonus for production workers. To apply for these jobs or see what other opportunities are available, go to aztecjobs.com. Aztec, built to connect from rock to road.
Kylie is a Runza burger lover.
Especially if it's smothered with sauteed onions and French onion dip and topped with Swiss cheese.
Ah, sounds like you just had the French onion burger at Runza.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Are you crying?
Yeah, it's the onions. Wait, are you crying?
Yeah, because I love the French onion burger. Come get yours today, because Runza makes it all better.
Runza on Broadway by Menards in Yankton.
We're done with 1 quarter of play here for the Catholic Cup on a Saturday night in Yankton. It's Briar Cliff 6, Mount Marty 3. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here at the helm. Great to have you along for the ride on a Saturday night. Fair skies, 73 degrees at the moment. No wind to speak of here in Yankton. And now the team switch sides. Briar Cliff operating left to right on your radio dial on 2nd down and about 14. Saya drops back, under pressure, rolls to his left, now to his right. He is going to load up and throw downfield into coverage. It's going to be dropped, incomplete, and a big hit on the receiver. Forced that one to be an incompletion. That is Whiting, the big tight end. He had it, but the contact made him drop it.
Yeah, you could see it. The contact definitely made him drop it as we take a look at our Farmers Union Insurance replay here. Saya just able to get this one off, which is impressive enough. Good rush from the Lancers, sending 4. Way downfield, and there's the hit. Got him.
Was that Pierce?
Yeah.
I believe it was. Daniel Pierce with the big hit. Brings up 3rd and 14. Second quarter just underway. Chargers on top of the Lancers, 6-3. 2 receivers split out either side. 1 man in the backfield, and now a whistle. And the referee stopped play momentarily. And now we're good to go again. Saya stands in the shotgun with a running back to his left. See how many the Lancers will bring. Play action, bubble screen out to Westbrook. He's going to be tackled at the 35, well shy of the first down marker. Only a gain of about 4 on the play.
And it was the penalty, just going backwards right at the start of your drive. You're behind the sticks already. Just sets you behind it for all 3 plays.
And now the Chargers will have to punt it away. Myers to do the honors, standing near his own 20-yard line. Pierce drops back to his own 25. Is the sun behind the clouds to the west?
Behind the trees.
Yep, behind the trees now too.
Right at the tree line is the sun here.
Here comes the pressure. Blocked! It's blocked. It's picked up by Mount Marty. There's a scrum back at the 20-yard line, and the Lancers get the punt block.
Got there real quick, and the Lancers right on the edge of the red zone. And they've got a chance to go take this lead now. Take a look at this, Steve. Lancers got in the backfield so fast.
It was Rogers. I think it was Rogers. No, it wasn't Rogers. I think it was Sam Driver.
There were 3 or 4 blue jerseys there.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, big opportunity now for Mount Marty. They're in the red zone at the 20-yard line. First down and 10. They'll go to the run, and Malachi Hartz to the left side pushes the pile forward. Gets to about, let's see, his knees down at the 17. Gain of about 3. Second down and 7 coming up. Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Avera and Avera Health. Check out avera.org today. Hart's in the backfield. Now they'll have double tight end on the left side. They'll go to the run to the left side. Hart's looking to turn the corner, can't do so. Gets across the 15. Short gain, maybe 3.
And a couple of short runs on first and second down for the Lancers. Now third, 4 yards to go, and this is the first red zone possession for the Lancers. They were stopped just shy of the red zone on the opening drive when they kicked the field goal. First time we've seen this end of the playbook.
All right, double tight end on the right side, 2 receivers out to the right. Now Reichen looks to the sideline. They're going to change things up. Hart's in the backfield, pistol formation. Rolling now at an H-back. Here comes Waholes in motion. Handoff. Hart's up the middle, struggling. He's not going to get to the first down marker. Gain of 2. He needed nearly 4, but it sets up 4th down and about 1.5 yards. Here comes the field goal unit.
Yeah, it was close enough there. I could sense the coaching staff for the Lancers weighing the options, go for it or not. But when you're only trailing by 3, just take the points. You got a good kicker. See if you can tie up this ball game.
Yep, this will be a 29-yard attempt near the left hash mark. Noah McDermott is the holder. Vance steps it off. McDermott asking for it. On target is the snap. The kick's on the way. It's got the distance. Good. 12:07 left to go until halftime. We're tied up at 6 between Mount Marty and Briar Cliff. Back with the kickoff in just 30 seconds here on Current 94.3 FM.
Football weekends are better with Shiner Oktoberfest. This seasonal Marzen-style brew is crafted with roasted malts for a rich, toasty flavor that fits perfectly with tailgates, bonfires, and every kickoff in between. Whether you're celebrating under the lights, watching college ball with friends, or catching the pros on Sunday, Shiner Oktoberfest brings the taste of the season to your game day. It's here for a limited time, so grab Shiner Oktoberfest today and make it part of your football tradition.
That scoring drive, 4 plays, 8 yards, 1:56 time of possession. And we get a 29-yard field goal by Camden Vance. We're tied up at 3 in that block punt. That was the first of the season for Jacob Myers for Briar Cliff. So with 12:07 left to go until halftime, 6 apiece here in the Catholic Cup game between Mount Marty and Briar Cliff. He's Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Thum. Great to have you here joining us, whether on radio or online. High end over end kickoff. Flaherty collects it at the 1-yard line. Runs to his left, to the middle of the field. Has an opening, scoops by a man, gets across the 20, corralled near the 28-yard line. That's another good return for Briar Cliff.
They were Lancers moving full speed. Two of them that just go right by the guy as he stuck a foot in the ground. Able to avoid a massive hit there.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Conklin Distributing. Packed with essential vitamins and nutrients, Rise Fuel gives you the power to push harder, go faster, and perform better. Fuel your ambition and unleash your potential with Rise Fuel. Saya leads his troops from the sideline out to the field. He will have Norman at running back. Nicholas Norman, junior out of Houston, Texas. Send a man in motion to the right side. Now trips right. One man out to the left. And it's a run. Norman to the left, trying to string it out. Turns the corner, gets across the 35. Good gain on the play. And a little extra pushing and shoving there on that far sideline.
Yeah, it was a big hit right at the end of the play, right near the sideline. Pierce just lowering his shoulder. Bang. Right into it.
Got 6 on the play from the 29 to about the 35, just across it. We'll call a gain of 6. Second down and 4 coming up. 11:29 and counting until halftime. Tied up at 6 between Mount Marty and Briar Cliff. 2 men out to the right, 1 man out to the left. Shotgun set with the running back standing to the left of his quarterback. It'll be a jet sweep to the left side, and carrying the ball is Jaden Westbrook on the jet sweep, and he'll have a first down across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Working out toward the left side on back-to-back plays. Good yardage on both. Briarcliff on the move. 3 and out on the last drive, and then a blocked punt. Good to see.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Sureco. When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. First and 10 Chargers. They're at their own 41-yard line. Now Saya's going to change things up. Norman moves to from the right side to the left side of his quarterback in the shotgun set. He'll take the handoff, swallowed up right away. Lubers is there. And the ball came loose, but the play was well over. It's going to be a loss on the play. Great surge by the Lancer defense.
Yeah, Lubers was right there. Second man there, actually. But Lancers getting hats on the football. They've been doing that all season. And behind the sticks heavily again is Briar Cliff. They're working on 2nd and 12 now.
Yep, loss of 2 on the play. Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Runza. If you're on the run, make it Runza. Runza gets you your food fast so you can get going. Runza's, they got burgers, fries, onion rings, salads, chickens, and dessert. Thanks to Runza for their support of Mount Marty athletics. 2nd and 12, under 10 minutes to go until halftime. We're tied up at 6. 2 men to the left, 1 to the right, straight drop back. Saya looking to the middle, throws towards the left. He's got a man open. It's intercepted by Pierce at the 41-yard line. What a play.
Yeah, we talked about that in the pregame. Saya had 4 interceptions last week. He can get a little loose with the football. Daniel Pierce, his 2nd interception of the season, and what a beauty that one was. Read it the full way, was able to keep his eyes on the quarterback. Take a look at this. Just had a bunch of separation. There was no separation. He was baiting the quarterback into throwing it, and that's exactly what happened.
And the intended receiver, well, that was Norman, I believe, who was downfield. Or check, that might have been Hellner. Nonetheless, from the 42-yard line, 1st and 10, Mount Marty. They drive right to left on your radio dial. Handoff, Hirsch in the backfield. Makes a man miss, and now he is eventually pulled down by a defensive lineman. Loss of 2 on the play. Good surge there by the Charger defense, as they have to dig in with 9:20 and counting here until halftime.
I think that was Cameron Cayo out of Castle Rock, Colorado. Just got one hand on Hirsch and would not let go, eventually dragging him down.
2nd down and 12. Important opportunity here for the Lancers. They have to take advantage of that turnover. Trips left. Straight drop back. Reichen, here comes the blitz. Throws under pressure. Caught. Robinson. And he has got forward progress to the 43. Short gain on the play. Brought down right away.
Lancer offense has been struggling to move the football after that opening drive. They were able to get down the field after a big 40-yard run from Kyle Hirsch. Then they stalled at the edge of the red zone, had to settle for the field goal. This last drive they scored on, they got the ball at the 20-yard line after a block kick. Weren't really able to move it very well and just had to settle for 3 again. This Lancer offense, 3rd and long. Once again, they're struggling early against this BC defense.
Yep, 3rd down and 9. Wahols in motion. Play action. Riken looking, floats a pass, and it's going to be tipped away, incomplete. Intended receiver was James Brinsley, and it was knocked away by Dayton Harrell, the sophomore out of Sioux City. That was good to stand by the Chargers. And now the Lancers have to punt it away with Camden Vance. Westbrook will drop back for Briar Cliff, standing near his own 22-yard line. Vance stands at his own 29 to boot it away. Snap on target. Pressure. Oh, off the side of his foot. Not very far. It bounces at the 40 and heads to the Charger sideline at the 39. Not a good punt.
Yeah, maybe about 20 yards in net, but that is all. Briar Cliff will have decent field position somewhere around their own 40 again.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by the Meat Lodge. You want top quality meat at great prices? Well, head to the Meat Lodge in Yankton. They're on the way to the lake. That's on Highway 52. 8:06 left here, quarter number 2. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. We're tied up at 6 apiece between Mount Marty and Briar Cliff. Saya has 3 receivers in close on the right-hand side, almost like tight ends. He'll drop back and he'll want to throw. Pressure coming. He'll throw to his outlet man over on the left side. That's the running back, Thomas from Windsor, Colorado, and he'll get out of bounds after maybe getting a yard. That's all. 2nd and 9 coming up for Briar Cliff. Marty football brought to you in part by Gerstner Oil. No matter what you drive, make sure you fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's. They're on Broadway in Yankton.
Trying to see how Saya responds here after the interception. I thought he would have had a deep route there, decided not to throw it. Maybe that interception weighing in his mind here, not taking as many chances.
Well, bubble screen. It's going to be caught out on the right side across the 45-yard line is Funderbunk, his first catch of the day. Decent gain of about 6 or so. Sets up 3rd down, 2.5 yards to go. They have to get in between the 48 and 49 for a first down. They're at the 46-yard line. Currently are the Chargers on their side of the field. Leaves them some options here. The Chargers have been pretty successful running the ball, 42 yards on the ground. Very successful on that opening drive. 3rd down, 2.5 yards to go. Shotgun set, 2 men to the left, 1 out to the right. Straight drop back. Saya under pressure, steps up. He's going to be sacked. Sacked at the 44-yard line. Loss of 1.
Saya was lucky to hold on to the ball on that one as he moved forward. It was the defenders who came at him from behind him, actually, swiping at the football. You can see it here. Able to hold on to it at least. They're going to be able to punt it away, but a 3rd down sack for the Lancers.
Rogers leading the charge there for Mount Marty. And now the punting unit comes on with Jacob Myers. Pierce drops back inside his own 20. Last one was blocked. Myers stands at his own 30. A little rugby-style punt, and it's heading for the sideline, bouncing near the 30, takes a Charger bounce inside the 25-yard line, rolls out of bounds at the 23. And that's where Mount Marty will set up 1st down and 10.
Yeah, good kick. And the Lancer offense, we'll talk about them. It's kind of been a struggle so far through the air. Now on the ground, they've ran the football. They have 52 yards on the ground so far with 5:50 left until halftime. Through the air, 14 yards throwing the football. 3 of 7 is Rugby Riken for only 14 yards. You remember last week against Northwestern had 241 yards through the air.
Yeah, definitely the Charger defense playing very, very well tonight. Lancers struggling on offense. Riken has been stellar in the first 3 games. He is struggling tonight against this Briarcliff defense, but he has an opportunity here. Both teams, all 3 timeouts left in quarter number 2. They'll go to the run, and Hart's up the middle, and he will angle to his right, get about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. We'll call it a gain of 2.
And Riken averaging a little over 200 yards a game, has 8 touchdowns through 3 games, and struggling so far today. Only 3 completed passes here with 5:30 left until halftime.
Yeah, and just 14 yards. Unbelievable. All right.
Lancers maybe feeling the loss of Rodney Broadnax.
You know, I was thinking at the top of the broadcast, this could be a trap game for Mount Marty, and that's kind of how it's playing out so far. Going to be a handoff. Hart's head of steam up the middle across the 30 to the 31. Gain of 6. Sets up 3rd down and 2. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Quick back to the lineup. Somebody moved. I think this is going to be another procedure call against Mount Marty.
Oh, that's the 3rd. 3rd false start. That was Zach Carlson, the left guard that time.
Well, now you go from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
After a great run, too.
3rd and 7 for the Lancers.
Yeah, that was Kyle Hirsch who got that carry. He stays in the game at running back. Remember, first play of the game.
He took it for 40.
Yeah, and boy, not much since.
Not much at all. The Lancers have a total today. See if we can find some
more movement on the line, and the penalty flags fly again, and it's another procedure call against the Lancers. My goodness, John Micheletti must be throwing a fit on the sideline here.
That is the 4th of the game and the 2nd time we've had back-to-back false starts. This one coming ahead of 3rd down. Just inexcusable. I was looking for this number here. The Lancers, 74 yards of offense on the day, 40 of it on their very first play, that long run from Kyle Hirsch. They have had a total of 34 yards the entire rest of this first half. They've got to find something, and back-to-back penalties is not that something. 3rd and long.
3rd and 12 coming up, man. And another penalty flag.
I'm not sure they got the play off.
Delay of game against the Lancers. My goodness gracious. Things just going wrong right now for Mount Marty. 3 consecutive penalties. What was 3rd and 2 is now 3rd and 17.
And it's all self-inflicted, too. 2 false starts and a delay of game.
This team looking very different than they did a week ago when they played against Northwestern. Riken, straight drop back, pressure coming, steps up, throws the long ball, intercepted near midfield, and the tackle made near the 50-yard line. That was Harrell. He makes the interception, the sophomore, his 2nd interception of the year. And now the Lancer defense is going to have to dig in with 3:48 left to go until halftime. We're tied at 6. That sequence of events was about as bad as we've seen the Lancers play all year.
Yeah, that might have been the worst drive of the year for the Mount Marty Lancers, ending in what basically ended up being an arm punt on 3rd and very long, just chucking it downfield. Briarcliff going to get it just 3 yards on their own side of the field, right near 47.
Yep, 1st and 10 Chargers. They have the golden opportunity now. They'll bring in Pittman at running back. Pistol formation. Play action. Saya throws to the left sideline. Caught. Flare me inside the 45 at the 42-yard line. 1st down for Briarcliff.
Take a look at that turnover once again. Riken just throwing way downfield, undercutting the route. Was the safety there, able to bring it in.
I've noticed a few of Riken's throw have been short of the mark tonight, Tehl. A couple have been swatted away for incompletions.
Dayton Harrell's 2nd interception of the year.
1st and 10. Briarcliff from the Lancer 43-yard line. Receivers either side. One man in the backfield. Pittman takes the handoff, turns the corner around the left side, knocked out of bounds. Short gain to the 41. Under 3 minutes to go. Tied at 6 between Briar Cliff and Mount Marty.
Something to keep in mind here as the half is coming to a close. The Lancers will receive the second half kickoff. So on this drive for Briar Cliff, they really want to take as much time off the clock as possible. 3 and out here is not what they're looking for.
2nd down and 8. Might be the last play till the 2-minute timeout. We'll see. Shotgun set, 2 men to the left, 1 out to the right. It's a handoff. Pittman follows his blockers. He'll get 1 yard right to the 40-yard line, and that is all. And the clock continues to run. Briarcliff looks to be in no hurry, and this will probably take us right to the 2-minute timeout. We're tied up at 6 between the Chargers and the Lancers. We'll step away for 30 seconds. This is the 2-minute timeout. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here. This is Mount Marty Football on Current 94.3 FM.
I didn't know you did that. We hear that often. This is Matt Hansen with Hansen Briggs Advertising. Our slogan is, for all your printing and promotional needs. I emphasize all because we do apparel, pins, signs, printing, calendars, business cards, custom forms, banners, flyers, drinkware, bulk mailings, and much more. If you have a project, I'm sure Hansen Briggs can help. 1213 West 9th Street in Yankton or online at hansenbriggsadvertising.com.
Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here at Crane Youngworth Field. 2 minutes to go until halftime. Mount Marty 6, Briarcliff 6. This is the Catholic Cup game. 2nd year for that traveling trophy between these two schools. 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Chargers from the Lancer 40-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 men out to the left, 1 to the right. Here comes Flaherty in motion. Straight drop back. They'll throw it, and it is going to be caught by Flaherty. A diving catch at the 32. Move the chains. 1st down, Chargers. What a catch by the junior out of Sunrise, Florida.
Top of your screen, he's in motion right now, going to the outside, throw way over, diving for it, able to bring it in. That is a good catch for a 1st down on 3rd.
He was ruled down inbounds, so the clock keeps rolling. 1:30. Both teams, all 3 timeouts left. From the 32-yard line of the Lancers, 1st and 10 Chargers. Shotgun set, 3 men out to the right. Saya drops back, Scott time, outlet pass incomplete at the 28-yard line. That was Funderbunk, who was the bailout man, kind of the safety valve there. Cole Cripps on the coverage.
So the incompletion does stop the clock with 1:18.
Mount Marty Football brought to you in part by Mason Schramm. Are you buying or selling? Well, move with Mason and the Move Group. It will be 2nd down and 10. 1:18 left to go here as Saya brings the troops up. Tight formation with 3 receivers bunched in on the right side. 1 man split out to the left. Shotgun set. Saya looking to his right. Rolls out to his left. He'll tuck and run to the 30, to the 25. Dives ahead, and he is near the 1st down marker. They're going to give it to him. Clock stops temporarily with 1:09 left on the 10-yard scramble by Saya. They're at the 22, 1st and 10. Now the clock's moving, under a minute to go. Chargers, all 3 timeouts left. They're just outside the red zone at the 22. They're taking their time. They can with those 3 timeouts left.
Got to think they're right at the edge of field goal range. Jacob Myers, their place kicker, 1 of 2 on field goals. The one he made was 29 yards.
Out of the shotgun with 3 men out to the right. Saya looking left. Little pump and go. Throws to the end zone. Out of bounds. Incomplete. Over the head of Whiting, the tight end, near the goal line. Nobody could have caught that pass.
Yeah, just not a catchable ball. Stops the clock with 36 seconds left. It is 2nd down, Briarcliff. And now with the timing being the way it is, Briarcliff still has all 3 timeouts. They can use the middle of the field. They really don't have to hustle it all with 3 timeouts and only 22 yards to go.
Yeah,
they can really just take their time.
They don't have to throw it to the end zone necessarily. No. They can throw a shorter pass and call a timeout and see what 3rd down perhaps delivers. It's 2nd down and 10. 1 man out to the left, 2 men out to the right. Straight drop back. Saya looking, pocket, collapsing, runs. He's to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and he's down near the 8-yard line. And it looks like the Chargers are going to spend the timeout with 28 seconds left to go here. Well, let's check it out. Let's check out the scramble on the replay. Broke containment, and a nice job by Saya, who's not known as a running quarterback. He makes a big play. We'll take a break as well. This timeout being brought to you by Pizza Ranch. They got the best chicken and also fantastic pizza as well. They're located on Broadway in Yankton. Check out Pizza Ranch, 665-1222. That's the number to call. Back in 30 seconds right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Do you dread payroll or bookkeeping for your business? What would you do with the hours you spend crunching numbers? Have a relaxing weekend? Enjoy a hobby? Maybe you could actually focus on growing your business. At H&R Block of Yankton, we take care of everything payroll and bookkeeping related, so you can actually focus on other important things. We'll do the counting, so you can do what matters most. Contact locally owned H&R Block of Yankton at 605-665-3366 today.
28 seconds left to go until halftime. We're tied up at 6 between Briar and Mount Marty, but the Chargers are at the red zone. First and goal from the 8-yard line for Briar. Saya has moved him downfield. We've got 2 timeouts left. Shotgun set, taking his time. Looks to the middle of the field. Scanning the field. Now he's going to scramble. He's at the 5. He dives towards the goal line. Is he in? Yes, touchdown on the scramble. Brock Saya gets his team into the end zone.
Now, I'm not sure how the Lancers weren't seeing this one coming here, as Saya has scrambled on the last couple plays in a row, just instantly looks to his left, runs away with it, pump fake, end zone, just gets right in there. Lancers, a couple of them had their backs to the quarterback and was able to get down the field.
And now the point after kick. First one was missed tonight by Myers. He has at times struggled. He has missed 2 on the season, and he's had a punt blocked. Cole Ritchie is the holder. Snap on target, kick on the way. Good. 18 seconds left to go until halftime. Briar 13. Mount Marty 6. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on Current 94.3 FM.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
For coverage you can count on, call Brendan Hansen or Brandon Tykrow in Yankton today.
Briar drives down the field, 9 plays, 53 yards, 3:30 time of possession. Brock Saya scrambles for 8 yards, gets into the end zone, and the point after kick was good this time for Briar. 13-6 our score, just 18 seconds remain until halftime. Carbajal back deep along with Phillips, as Myers will kick it away. See if he'll kick it deep. Now he kicks it towards the sideline, but it is playable near the 12-yard line by Phillips. See what he can do here. Tries to hurdle a man, and he gets taken down at the 29-yard line.
Oh, my gosh, what a hit. I'm glad Phillips got up there. Take a look at this at the tail end of the play. He got up in the air trying to hurdle and got hit in midair. Oh, man.
Garrett Griffin, a backup lineman, got the hit.
Wow.
And now, with just 13 seconds left, not much time, even though you do have the 3 timeouts, I wonder if they're just going to play it safe, because the Lancers will get the kickoff to start period number 3.
Don't want to risk a turnover with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, it's Riken on the keeper, and he's just going to go down right near the line of scrimmage. Gives himself up. Nobody's looking to call timeouts here, and we are at halftime. And it's Briar on top of Mount Marty here at the break, 13-6. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, and we will come back, and we will have the halftime show. That's being brought to you by Parker Hannafin. You know, it's day one of your new career, and Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for all production positions, offering newly increased wages, 13 paid holidays, and some of the most competitive benefits in the area, all beginning on day one. Learn more at parker.com. 13-6, Chargers on top of the Lancers. That's our score of the break. He's Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Thum. Back in a couple of minutes on Current 94.3 FM.
If it's time to review the look of the signage of your business, let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including exterior and interior signage, fleet wraps, digital signs, and much more. They also do logo creation and vehicle wraps. Their technicians arrive on site, fully equipped to get the installation done with quality workmanship. With the latest tools and technology, Mayor Signs provides high-quality installation service for any sign. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
The Great Plains Athletic Conference is committed to being champions in the classroom, in our communities, and in competition. And we are also proud to be an NAIA 5-star Champions of Character Conference. To learn more about the GPAC, follow us on social media on Instagram, X, and Facebook. And watch the GPAC on the GPAC Network. The Great Plains Athletic Conference, academic and athletic excellence since 2000.
Oktoberfest is a brief moment of fall beer drinking beauty, so have Samuel Adams Oktoberfest on hand as the nights get cooler and the days a little shorter. Smooth taste with the roasty sweetness and light hop character that's only available for a short time. Kick off cooler weather with food and friends and don't miss a moment with Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. Grab it while you can at your favorite place to buy beer.
KYNT, Yankton, FM 1021 and AM 1450, Yankton's home team.
We are at halftime of the Catholic Cup game between Briar and Mount Marty here at Crane Youngworth Field in Yankton, and it is the Chargers, the visiting team, on top of the Lancers, 13-6. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here, and this is the halftime show being brought to you by Parker Hannafin. Well, we're going to start things off with the Runza Rundown, and if you're on the run, make it Runza. Runza gets you your food fast so you can get going. With Runza's burgers, fries, onion rings, salads, chicken, and desserts, it's Runza in Yankton. And Tehl, well, what's the phrase I heard? This first half was kind of bowling shoe ugly for kind of both teams for a while, but the Chargers have put up 2 touchdowns on the board. They missed an extra point, only 2 field goals for Mount Marty, and the Lancers look like a completely different team than the one that beat Northwestern a week ago.
Yeah, they do. They really, really do. That's just exactly the way to say it. A week ago, they were playing some of the best football in their 5 years. This is one of the worst games in the last few years for the Lancers, specifically offensively. Once again, at halftime, they have a total of 73 yards in this ball game. They didn't get any more since the last time we talked about it. They have run 20 offensive plays, 73 yards at halftime, and 40 yards of those came on their very first offensive snap, I believe it was. Kyle Hirsch for 40 yards right up the middle, got him in field goal range, and they have a total of 33 yards the entire rest of the first half. That is just not going to do it. So 14 yards through the air, and 19 yards on the ground after that. They haven't been able to do nothing.
Yeah, and credit Briar Cliff, but they had a good drive.
Yeah, they did.
They drove downfield to start the contest, getting that pass from Saya to Whiting in the end zone. Then Camden Vance came back with a couple of field goals to tie it up. One in the first quarter, one in the second quarter. But then with 18 seconds left to go, Saya on a scramble, 8 yards, got into the end zone. Myers got the PAT kick that time, 13-6. That's where we stand here at the break. Now let's check out the stats. Not sure if we want to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. Stats brought to you by the Meat Lodge. Want top quality meat at great prices? Well, head to the Meat Lodge in Yankton. They're on the way to the lake on Highway 52. Spoiler, I've already looked at them, but Tehl, the stats are not pretty.
No, they're not. We'll start with the Lancers. Rugby Riken, 3 of 8 for 14 yards, 37.5% completion percentage, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Running the football, Kyle Hirsch had 40 yards on his first carry, total of 8 on his next 3. He does have 46 yards, or total of 6 on his next 3. He has 46 yards at halftime. Malachi Hartz, the most bottled up we have seen him all season. 5 rushing attempts, 11 yards total, 2.2 yards a carry is all for the running back Hartz. Riken has ran it 3 times himself, net of 2. Mount Marty receiving, once again, only 3 completed passes in the first half, 3 different receivers. Waholtz had 1 for 7, Carbajal 1 for 4, Robinson 1 for 3. Briar Cliff, on the other end, they have a little bit of offense, and when you talk about balance, we talked about they needed to be a more balanced offense. I think they heard that. They have exactly 75 yards through the air, exactly 75 yards on the ground for a total of 150 in the ball game. 9 of 14 throwing the football is Saya, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 75 yards, 64% completion percentage with 1 sack. Briar Cliff running the football, 40 yards on the ground from Saya. Scrambling as the quarterback, has that touchdown as well. Pittman has 21 yards on the ground and 6 carries, 6 yards from 3 carries for Thomas. Westbrook had 1 for 6 on an end around, and then Norman had 4 for a net of 2. He was their starter at the beginning of the game. They've gone back to Pittman and Thomas, though. Briar Cliff receiving. Flaremy doing the most of that. 4 receptions for 45 yards, and then there are 5 receivers, each with 1 catch each. Norman has 10 yards, Whiting 8, and the touchdown. Funderbunk 7 yards, Westbrook 4, and Thomas 1. That's your individual stats.
Yeah, and here's the stat that really has floored me. Briar Cliff, 11 first downs in the first half. Mount Marty, 3. That's right, 3 first downs. Briar Cliff winning the time of possession battle, 19 minutes to 11 minutes. That Lancer defense has been on the field a long time. And the penalties, 5 of them in the first half for Mount Marty, just 2 in the first half against Briar Cliff. This is the halftime show brought to you by Parker Hannafin. At the moment, it's Briar Cliff 13, Mount Marty 6. And let's, while we got a moment, why we do a quick rundown of some scores from around the country. The scoreboard brought to you by Gerstner Oil. No matter what you drive, you make sure you fill up at Triple Time Rudy's there on Broadway in Yankton. From the GPAC today, it was Northwestern over Dakota Wesleyan 23-0. Hastings beat Waldorf 42-0. And Morningside in a high-scoring affair over Midland 55-37. University of South Dakota over Drake, final score 42-21. Got any scores from the national scoreboard there, Tehl?
Yeah, looks like number 24, Notre Dame, handling Purdue here, 56-23, starting the 4th quarter off. Georgia Tech, 45-17 over Temple. We did have some final scores as we're playing a late game today. The big one, 17 versus 16, Texas Tech over Utah, 34-10. Florida State did beat Kent State, 66-10. Tennessee over UAB, 56-24. Looks like number 21, Michigan, did beat Nebraska today, 30-27 as well, a close game.
Yep, and Ole Miss rolls by Tulane, 45-10 final score. Oklahoma at home, number 11 team in the land, beats number 22 Auburn, 24-17. That is the final score. And in the Civil War, Oregon over Oregon State 41-7. Oregon number 6 in the nation, and that's what we've got on the scoreboard.
Another big interstate game, too. Miami, Florida, leading Florida. That one is in the first quarter, 7-0. Number 4, Miami versus unranked Florida today.
And while we got a moment here, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for sponsoring the broadcast of these games here, Mount Marty. And here at halftime of the Catholic Cup, it's 13-6. We're going to take a timeout. We got interview at halftime. Tehl, who we talking to?
Yeah, so there was really cool things happening in Yankton with Mount Marty University and Yankton High School. They're going to start being able to pay student teachers a little bit. Student teaching is extremely difficult. It is financially draining because you do not have time to go work another job because you are working full-time as a teacher and a student there. So we're going to talk a little bit about that with the Associate Professor of Education at MMU in Jennifer Weber.
All right, that's back after this timeout. You're listening to Mount Marty Football on Current 94.3 FM.
Farming is hard work. Between managing crops, livestock, and equipment, there's not much time left to handle financing and loans. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a full-time farmer, an investor, or a young and beginning farmer, we're here for you for all your ag lending needs. Let Dakota Mac help you work smarter, not harder.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
We've got football fever at Lewis and Clark Ford. And with the Bucks and Lancers, we got a lot to cheer about. Yankton fans are also cheering the great lineup at Lewis and Clark Ford. Our roster of brand new Fords begins with the quarterback, the F-150, the speedy receiver, the Mustang, the hard-working lineman, the Ford Super Duty truck, and the star running back, the Bronco. See our team at lewisandclarkford.com or at our playing field, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Are you huddling up with the relatives for the holidays or a Yankton or Mount Marty football game, but don't have enough space in your locker room? Book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express. There won't be any roughing penalties with their clean, comfortable beds, and no interference on a relaxing stay. Remember, instead of everyone at your house, call on Audible and book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express. For great rates and flexible reservation changes, call either hotel direct.
All right, back here on the halftime show from Parker Hannafin as we turn now to our halftime interview from Marlowe, Woodward, and Huff as we are now talking with the Associate Professor of Education at Mount Marty University, Jennifer Weber, about student teachers at Mount Marty University getting paid. Let's go straight to that and talk about the new 4+1 program.
You are the Associate Professor of Education at Mount Marty, and you've been here for about 8 years now, is that right?
Correct. Fall of 2017.
How's everything going?
Great. We are just rocking and rolling. We're super excited.
We're going to talk about something called 4+1, and we recently spoke with Dr. Kindle at the high school about that. We'll get back to that, but how many students at Mount Marty are going into education?
Boy, I get asked this all the time, so I should have a ready answer, but I would say it's about, right now, we're probably at about 70, 80. The numbers that I always keep in my head are the juniors and seniors because they're the ones who've been admitted into the program and they're the ones we have to produce data for the state and all of that. So we currently have, I think, 21 student teachers and we have, I think, 18 who are in the junior year.
We just spoke with Dr. Kindle, I think about a week ago, about 4+1. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that program. Let people know what that is.
Sure, I'm super excited about it. 4+1 kind of came out of a necessity on both of our parts, really. For years, we've been trying to help the Yankton School District with their need for substitute teachers. And we also really just believe in maintaining a really solid student teaching experience. Mount Marty only student teaches for one semester, and we want that to be as powerful and impactful, transformational really, as it possibly can be. So House Bill, I think it's 1092, came down from the state, and that actually was what started this particular conversation. That House Bill allows a school district to pay student teachers, and that's never been something that was allowed before. So, well, I shouldn't say that. They've created a permit a couple years ago that would allow student teacher to be paid, but then you had to get districts who were interested in funding that, right? So that's just never been part of conversation in Southeast South Dakota. So when that House Bill came down, what happened there was that the state put a pocket of money together that school districts could apply for to pay student teachers. And this really kind of stems from the whole teacher shortage that's national, but that is creeping ever closer and closer to South Dakota. We've kind of been able to keep a lot of that at bay, but it's really starting to hit. And so the state put together these funds, and we said, hey, let's use this as an opportunity to kind of create really intentional partnerships with the districts that we work with. And clearly we started with Yankton because Yankton is our biggest partner for sure. And we worked with Dr. Kindle to kind of create a situation where we could help with their substitutes, and then our students would also get paid. So we developed the 4+1 model. We maneuvered so we are certain that our student teachers get the quality experience that they need by consistency. So essentially what happens is our student teachers will serve as a student teacher for 4 days of the week, and then on one consistent day of the week, they can get pulled wherever they feel comfortable to serve as a substitute teacher. They also can get paid for that. So by the time you put the two together, it's pretty decent.
To get experience as a college student and to get paid, that's winning the lottery right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Particularly because we don't want them. They still, many of them are still paying rent and paying bills and all of that. And we don't want them to work another job when they're being the student teacher.
Looking for the easy way to travel? Well, let Foreman Charters do the driving for your next trip. Here are some 2026 tours coming up. Experience the full-scale replica of Noah's Ark with the Ark Encounter Tour leaving in May. Visit Michigan's historic resort destination, Mackinac Island, in June. Also in June, head for the hills and the famous Medora musical. And see the Grand Canyon and other Southwest National Parks in July. For more on Foreman Charters tours, go to foremanbus.com.
Did you know Sureco offers more than just egg tarps? Sureco now extends our leading tarp systems, industry know-how, and top-level service to construction, flatbed, and waste applications. Sureco offers manual and electric tarp systems for not only grain trailers and carts, but also side dumps, end dumps, belly dumps, roll-offs, flatbeds, and more. To learn more, contact your authorized Sureco distributor or find us at sureco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sureco.
It's game on at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Our buffet is loaded with hot pizzas, sweet desserts, and the country's best chicken. Plenty of food and plenty of room for a whole team or your whole family, whether you're celebrating a big win or just hungry for one. Everybody leaves full and happy. So huddle up and make it a buffet day every day from 11 to 8 at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
It's where life tastes better. Surround 'em up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
More pay, more benefits, more opportunity. Parker of Yankton is hiring second shift assemblers and a variety of other positions. With competitive wages plus a night shift pay differential. Enjoy great health insurance, paid time off, retirement benefits, and a team that helps you succeed. Whether you're starting fresh or looking to advance, this is your chance to earn more while building a career you can count on. Don't wait. Apply today and make your next move your best move.
Parker, engineering your success.
Welcome back to Crane Youngworth Field. Halftime wrapping up. Briar Cliff ahead of the Lancers, 13-6, along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here as we conclude the Parker Hannafin halftime show. It will be Briar Cliff kicking off to the Lancers, and they've got some work to do, Tehl.
Yeah, they've got some work to do. There are two spots of good news for the Mount Marty Lancers when it comes to this game. First things first, when it comes to the first half, it's over, and that's good news. It is in the rear view. You're able to put it behind you. And the other good news is it's still a one-possession game despite having probably the worst half of football in the last couple of games going back to last season. So the Lancers still within reach. They can erase that first half with a good drive here, opening up the third quarter. They can go tie this game and erase everything that has happened to this point.
Myers kicks it off for the Chargers, and we are underway. Phillips collects it at the own 6-yard line. He has a head of steam, runs into a brick wall at the 25, tries to reverse his field and gets hit hard again as he is fighting for yardage along the near sideline. And that was good containment by Briar Cliff. Let's see where they'll spot him out of bounds. It looks like near the 23-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like he lost a couple yards there trying to gain something.
Second half of football brought to you by Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations with Core Trust, member FDIC. Lancers operate left to right on your radio dial here in quarter number 3. Technically, a ball down at the 22. That's where the official puts it down. 1st and 10. Shotgun set. They'll go to the run. And check that, Hirsch running to his left. He got a yard, and that is all. Just nothing there for Kyle Hirsch. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Just underway, third quarter. It's Briar Cliff 13, Mount Marty 6. Lancers taking this opening kickoff for quarter number 3. Wahols moves in motion from right to left. Here comes the blitz. Riken throws to the sideline. Wahols caught it. Did he make a catch? Yes, he did. Right at the first down marker. What a catch by Wahols on the far sideline.
And that is what you got to do to get your offense back in rhythm after a really, really rough first half. Jackson Wahols had over 100 yards through the air against Northwestern last week. He's one of their captains. They need him to show up in these moments. Makes a big first down catch there.
9-yard gain on the play. Puts it out just across the 32-yard line of the Lancers. 1st and 10 here on the first possession of the second half. Lancers down by 7. Shotgun set. High snap. It's going to be Riken on the keeper, and he'll get 2 yards out to the 34. That's all. That might have been a busted play.
Yeah, I think it was. I think they were trying to hit Carbajal on the jet sweep, working to his right, had wide receivers blocking out on that edge. But the snap was so high, the timing was off. You couldn't get it to him, just had to scramble for 2 yards.
And we've seen some bad snaps this year from time to time. 2nd down and 8. And whistles.
Oh, I instantly started panicking, thinking we were having a false start.
Well, it looks like we have something with the uniform of the pads. One of the defenders has to check out there. That is Cameron Caillou. Linebacker checks out of the game. Shotgun set, roll out to the right. Riken looking, pocket collapsing. A bunch of white jerseys will sack him back at the 30-yard line, loss of 4.
Yeah, that was just a tough decision by the quarterback. He had Waholtz over on a curl route, had him open for a moment, didn't let it fire. Sack.
Johnny Bowser with the sack, his first of the year, the senior out of Lincoln, Nebraska. So now it's 3rd and 11 coming up. Ball back at the 31-yard line. Hirsch in the game at running back. And in motion from right to left. Straight drop back. Riken under pressure, rolls out to his left, throws out, safety valve caught across the 40. Nice cutback. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Riken, Hirsch with the safety valve pass there, and what a play.
Lancers needed that. Kyle Hirsch just in space. Riken able to get it to him as he was flushed out of the pocket at a full sprint to his left, throwing across his body, just able to get it to his outlet man. The running back takes it for first down yardage. Lancer drive hasn't been pretty to this point, but it's moving.
1st and 10, now the pistol formation. Hart's in the game at running back, but it's a throw. Caught midfield. Cutting to the inside is Robinson, and he'll get 9, maybe 10 yards. I think they'll give it to him. Will they give it the first down to him? It's right at the sticks. Yes, 10-yard gain. And all of a sudden, the Lancer offense starting to click.
Yeah, that one was pretty. That one was his own Robinson. A good catch there. His 2nd of the day and his 5th of the season, and a little bit of shake and bake afterwards.
From the Charger 46-yard line, 1st and 10, straight up the middle. Here comes Hartz, and he's swarmed under. A 1-yard gain is all.
That's Malachi's 6th rushing attempt of the game for only 12 yards. He's averaging 2 yards a carry, much lower than his season average of 4.8 yards a carry.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Foreman Charters. Let Foreman Charters do the driving for you on your next trip. See upcoming tours at foremanbus.com. 10:35 and counting, third quarter. First possession of the second half, still 13-6. Briar Cliff on top of Mount Marty. Waholes in motion, straight drop back. Riken looking downfield. He's going to scramble and get swarmed under and sacked. Pressure coming in from the backside, and it's all the way back to the 44-yard line of the Lancers. That pass rush has been fierce tonight for Briar Cliff.
Yeah, another questionable decision there. Didn't let it fly, and a long sack there, as you said. And now it's 3rd and 20.
Yep.
That's one of those drive-killing type of sacks. Lancers way behind the sticks here. We'll see what they can draw up. But they're not in 4-down territory. They're still on their own side of the field. They need all 20 here. They're probably punting.
Empty backfield, 3 men out to the right, 2 out to the left. Riken being pressured, throws short. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete near midfield. Robinson, the intended receiver, the punting unit, comes on for the Lancers.
Well, the Lancers' drive does stall, but at least they got a couple of first downs. They had 3 at halftime. At least they got another 3 there.
Mount Marty football.
Progress.
Yeah, Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Lewis and Clark Ford. They're a proud sponsor of Mount Marty Athletics. Visit them at 4th and Capitol in Yankton. You can go online at lewisandclarkford.com. Westbrook stands near his own 15-yard line to receive the punt from Vance. Here comes the pressure. He kicks it high into the air. It's going to bounce near the 20 and take a big bounce inside the 10, and it gets into the end zone for a touchback. Great effort down there by the Lancers. That took too good of a bounce for Mount Marty.
Lancers strikers down there going after it. Slowed up just a little bit as it hit the ground. They didn't expect it to have that much of a bounce, but before you slow up, you got to get to the other side of it just in case you have a big bounce like that. Touchback. So close to pinning them.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Slowey Management. Call to Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton Direct for great rates and flexible reservation changes. All right, for the first time in the second half, here comes Brock Saya and the Charger offense. From the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. They're up 13-6 here in the Catholic Cup game. Receivers either side, 2 men in the backfield. And it's a handoff, and as Thomas has a hole on the left side, fights through a tackle across the 25 to the 28. Gain of about 8, depends where his knee's down. They're going to give him forward progress to the 29. Gain of 9 for Chase Thomas.
That was a very good run. We talked about it, 75 rushing yards at half, but most of them, 40 yards of the 35, were from the quarterback Saya on scrambles. It's good to get your starting running back in Thomas back on the ground game with a good gain there.
2nd and 1, playbook wide open here for the Chargers. 2 men out to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end on the left side, pistol formation. Now here comes a man in motion. Play action, Saya's thinking deep, looking, scrambles out to his right, still scrambling, sacked. Back inside the 20, at the 18, check at the 17-yard line, and that time Saya should have just thrown it away.
Yeah, and this is what you call a coverage sack. He was dancing in the pocket, plenty of time, but nobody has 10 seconds.
No.
Ends up going down eventually. That secondary for the Lancers had everyone covered.
Yeah, that's a mental mistake there. And a quarterback, you have to have that clock in your head. You just got to throw the ball away, especially on 2nd and 1.
Yeah.
Now it's 3rd and 13. Saya shotgun set, 2 receivers either side, 1 back in the backfield. He'll drop back and throw. 3-man rush. Pass across the middle is going to be caught, and it could be a first down at the 31-yard line. Pass is caught by Hellner. Ezra Hellner, the sophomore out of Utah, gets a 14-yard gain and a first down for Briar Cliff.
And credit the hand strength here. Look at this. He got hit right away, right in his hands, and somehow able to hold on to that football.
First down and 10, Chargers. as the Lancers can't hold on third down defensively. Shotgun set. Thomas moves over to the right-hand side of his quarterback. Receivers either side. Run to the left side. Thomas stutter steps, can't break it outside. Got one, maybe two with a generous spot. No, they're only going to give him 1 yard on that play.
Brought down by Pierce.
Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Dakota Beverage. Remember, whether it's Coors Light or Miller Lite, please drink responsibly. 6:45 and counting. Third quarter. Chargers with the ball in their own territory. They're up 13-6. Pistol formation. 2 men out to the right, 1 to the left. They'll go back to the ground. Thomas through a hole across the 35. He's near the 40, and he fights forward, and he's got the first down. What great effort by Chase Thomas.
2 different Lancers lowered his shoulder and hit him, but nobody wrapped him up, and he was able to just stay on his feet and keep moving forward for the first down run.
Yep, they're going to move the chains. First down for Briar Cliff. Chargers have found what they have been looking for all season when it comes to their running attack. It has struggled, but not tonight. They're at their own 41-yard line, first down and 10. They're driving right to left on your radio dial. Shotgun set. Now Pittman in at running back. He'll take the handoff, try the right side through a hole across the 45. Lunges forward, gets to near the 49-yard line. Gain of 8. And the Lancer defense, which stifled Northwestern's running game last week, they cannot stop the Charger running game here tonight.
82 yards on the ground for the Chargers to this point in the third quarter. As we are reaching the final 5 minutes, there's 5:24 left until the end of this third. Briar Cliff leading by 7, and they're driving here.
Yep, they're near midfield, second down and about 2 from their own 49. Pistol formation. And it's going to be a jet sweep, little pitch, and that is going to be Westbrook. He'll run to his right, get out of bounds at the Lancer 45. First down, Chargers.
And wide receivers out there getting good blocks, able to give him space. And he was well across that first down marker before he was touched.
4:45 and counting. Third quarter. Chargers on top of Mount Marty, 13-6. And BCU is on the move. 2 receivers to the left, 1 out to the right. Pistol formation. Thomas back in there now. He'll take the handoff, run to his right, put his shoulder down. He'll leap across the 45 to the 43, gain of 2.
A short gain there as we're getting close to 4 minutes left in this third. This is a fast-moving third quarter, it feels like, Steve.
Yeah, looking at, you'll watch here at 7:30 Central Time. And remember, we kicked off at 6.
Yeah.
That first half went pretty fast, and this quarter has moved fast. Well, Briar Cliff, they've been very methodical on their drives. They're not in a hurry. They're taking their time. They actually huddle. I know that almost sounds weird, but yes, there's a team that actually does the old-fashioned huddle instead of coming to the line. They're taking the time. Now 4 on the play clock. And I think they took a little too much time.
Yeah, looks like.
And Briar Cliff has called a timeout with 3:46 left to go in the third quarter. It's Chargers 13, Lancers 6. We'll take a 30-second break. This timeout being brought to you by Pizza Ranch. For legendary chicken and the best pizza, it's Yankton Pizza Ranch. They're on Broadway. You can also call them at 665-1222. Back in 30 seconds on Current 94.3 FM.
Heartland Humane Society needs your help finding forever homes for over 750 pets. Pets in the shelter's care are fully vaccinated, microchipped, and always great with people. You can help by volunteering to walk a dog or cuddle a cat, by fostering a pet for just the weekend or long term, by making a donation to cover an animal's care, or by choosing adoption. To learn more, visit heartlandhumanesociety.net.
3:46 left to go, third quarter. Briar Cliff, 13. Mount Marty, 6. Along with Tehl Tanner, Steve Thum here at Crane Youngworth Field on a Saturday night. The Catholic Cup is on the line, and it's the Chargers in control, and they've got the football in Lancer territory, second down and 8. Whiting goes in motion. Play action. Saya dumps a pass out to one of the running backs, and he's hit hard at the 45-yard line. Ball comes loose. It's near the 35-yard line. Who's got it? Mount Marty says they've got it. What do the officials say? They're going to say, I think, Charger football.
Oh, man. That was close. Take a look at this. That was a big hit at the end of this play to force that one out. Chargers lucky to recover this.
Yep, the tight end split out there. Boom, big hit. And that was lost. I think that was Hensley who took the shot there.
Yeah, just lucky to jump on it, though. One of the other Charger wide receivers split out.
I think that was Hellner who recovered it. But the Chargers move the chains, first down and 10 at the Lancer 33-yard line. Running play, left side. Little gain there for Pittman across the 30 to the 29. Original line of scrimmage was the 33, so gain of about 3, let's call it 4, as the Chargers moving methodically down the field. And you really don't see this teams huddling up, taking a ton of playtime. Most teams, they come right to the line. They want that tempo offense. It's a little more kind of old school football here from Briar Cliff.
It's been a long drive. They got the ball with 9:28 left in this quarter.
They'll put a man in motion, Hellner, and they'll hand off to Pittman running to the right side. Nothing there at all, no gain.
Well, this is what the Lancer defense needs. Somebody just needs to make a play. This is still a one-possession game for the moment, but Briar Cliff, if they are able to get a first down here, it'll put them in field goal range. They might be on the edge of it right now.
Could be, but you kind of think in this four down territory for Briar Cliff. Third down and 6. Minute 40 and counting here in this fast-moving third quarter. Chargers up 13-6. Shotgun set. Thomas in at running back. Saya dropping back, looking towards the end zone, throws, got a man. It's going to be caught inside the 5-yard line. Flaherty with the catch, and a spectacular catch at that.
Oh, but wait a second. There's a flag.
Roughing the passer on the Lancers. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down, and the Chargers are at point-blank range inside the 5-yard line, looking to extend this lead.
Yeah, look at this throw here. Zaya, you could see there's the hit at the end of it, but man, what a catch. Right inside the 2-yard line, plus half the distance. 1-yard line. Briar Cliff, solid chance they're about to make this a 2-possession game in the final moments of the third quarter.
Yeah, minute 20 and counting as the clock starts up again. First and goal. Pistol formation. Thomas in at running back. Saya barks out the signals. Puts his H-back in motions. Hand off. Thomas to the left side, looking to follow his blockers. He's thrown for a 1-yard loss. Crownover on the tackle.
That's a good stop from Isaac Crownover. We've talked about him a lot, the junior out of Tyndall, leading the Lancers in tackles on the year, or a second on the team in tackles coming into today, first among linebackers, and he's been a presence. They need more plays like that.
Well, they lost a yard on the play. Second and goal from the 2 for Briar Cliff. 40 seconds and counting. Here in quarter number 3, the Chargers up by 7 at the moment. Empty backfield now. Now Pittman moves in at running back. Pittman up the middle, crashes into the line. I don't think he got there. No. Got maybe a half a yard down to the 1. It'll be third down, and I don't think the Chargers are going to get another playoff here as the third quarter is going to wind to a close. No scoring for anybody in that third period of play. Chargers 13, Lancers 6. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back with the fourth quarter of the Catholic Cup game right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more, all at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, bison, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. The Meat Lodge in Yankton on the way to the lake on Highway 52. For more, call 689-3000 or go to themeatlodge.com.
As a proud community bank, Core Trust delivers more than just checking and savings accounts. We invest in the cities and towns where we live and work by volunteering to coach youth sports teams, supporting local charities and the arts with our time and resources. Whether we live in a rural town in South Dakota or a suburban city in Minnesota, it's a place we call home. Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations.
Member FDIC.
Getting you ready for the fourth quarter of play here from Crane Youngworth Field on a Saturday night, the Catholic Cup game between Briar Cliff and Mount Marty. It's the Chargers 13, the Lancers 6, and the ball's at the 1 yard line. 3rd and goal for the Chargers. They'll have 2 men in the backfield now. Pittman's going to line up as an H-back. That is Norman in at the tailback position. Shotgun set. Pittman moves over. Handoff. Norman stopped near the line of scrimmage. He didn't get in. Lost a yard on the play. Lancer defense has been stellar. Coach Ledecky has a decision to make.
Yeah, he does. Look at this again, Steve. The Lancer front seven just getting a push. 3 straight runs. And they've moved backwards 2 yards. This is the first time today we've really seen the running game for the Chargers struggle. 4th and goal. All right, here's the moment for the Lancers. You got to keep this a one-possession game in the fourth quarter. Briar Cliff trying to get up ahead by 2 possessions.
Pittman at running back in the pistol formation. Saya, play action, roll out to his right, throws, caught, touchdown. It's Whiting again, the tight end.
That was perfectly executed. 3 runs, you get Lancers biting on it, then you run the bootleg, get your quarterback out on the run, able to throw it into the end zone. Your tight end splits out, uncovered right at the goal line. Good touchdown.
We have an injured Lancer on the field of play back near the 10-yard line, trying to discover who that is. I think it's Brock Lubers.
Yeah, it is. Lubers went down
like
momentarily earlier in the game, and he's going to get up and hop to the sideline, and the trainer's going to keep looking at him.
Leg cramp, it appears. And now here comes Myers for an important point after kick with 14:15 left in regulation. It's 19-6 at the moment. Here's the kick. It's on the way. It is good. 14:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Briarcliff 20, Mount Marty 6. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds right here on Current 94.3 FM.
The perfect place to get together with friends and family and watch the game and enjoy some of the best wings in town is Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. Checkers is open every day, and on Monday nights, the action gets even better. Cheer on Monday Night Football with $6 cheeseburgers and fries, plus play bingo and your chance to win great prizes. From mouth-watering wings to juicy burgers and stacked sandwiches, Checkers Sports Bar and Grill is Yankton's favorite destination for food, friends, and game day fun. Your game days belong at Checkers.
That scoring drive for Briar Cliff, 16 plays, 80 yards, 10-13 time of possession. Saya to Whiting from 2 yards out. Second time they've connected tonight. And it's 20-6. Briar Cliff on top here with 14:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Kickoff comes down, collected near the 12-yard line by Carbajal. And here's where there's a good return needed. And he gets to the right sideline. He's across the 30 to the 35 to the 40, across the 40 and out of bounds into the Briar Cliff bench at the 43-yard line. And that's where Mount Marty sets up shop, 1st and 10, and they have got to get a score on this drive. And down by 2 touchdowns, really, field goal doesn't do you any good.
Not a whole lot. You really need to go get down the field. You're not in desperation, do or die time yet, but you want to see something here. It'll go a long way.
Reichen has been stellar in the first 3 games. He's been bottled up tonight. on the run. Hirsch across the 45 to the 47, gain of 4.
You got to love 2nd and 6. It's one of the most common downs in football after a 4-yard run on first. Whole playbook's open here.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage comes Mount Marty. Pistol formation with 3 men to the left. Handoff, Hirsch up the middle, breaks across midfield into Charger territory. They're trying to strip the ball out, and he is down at the 44-yard line. Hirsch with a great run, first down, Mount Marty.
2 runs to Kyle Hirsch, and Lancers are in business in opposing territory. And from this point on, they're in 4-down territory until they get to the end zone.
Here's Riken dropping back, throwing, outlet man caught right at the 40-yard line. He goes down to a knee. Penalty flag down late.
Yeah, that came in late with Riken on the ground and 2 men right around him. Got to expect this is late hit, roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Yep.
And they're going to tag one of the defensive linemen. That's Blake Hogenkamp, the redshirt freshman out of Sioux City. Tack on 15 yards to the completion.
See if we got it on camera, see if we could see what happened here. Riken drops back to throw. That looks like they just got to him just a little late.
We have an injured player down for Briar Cliff. Looks like just a leg cramp, and those do hurt, don't get me wrong, but those at least can be taken care of in short order. Back down at the 43-yard line. Can't see who the player is. He's lying flat on his back. Stops the clock with 13:09 left. Fourth quarter, Briar Cliff 20, Mount Marty 6. Catholic Cup on the line, 2nd year of existence. And now the teams will move over to their respective sidelines. And while we got a moment here, I'd like to remind you that Mount Marty football is brought to you in part by Dakota Mac. At Dakota Mac, we can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a farmer, investor, or beginning farmer, we work hard to find lending solutions to fit your needs. Learn more at dakotamac.com.
Well, they're still looking at that player on the far side of the field. They do have an athletic trainer with the leg suspended and seem to be massaging the calf, but it's been a moment. All right, now they're helping him up, and he's going to walk off the field, but, he's getting helped off. He is not putting weight on his leg.
That is Kevin Booker, the cornerback out of Cordova, Tennessee. Yeah. And he has played a very good game tonight for Briar Cliff.
Did not put any weight on his leg at all as he was helped off.
1st and 10, Mount Marty from the 25-yard line of the Chargers. Play action, swing out pass, Waholes. He'll get near the 20-yard line before run out of bounds on the near sideline.
When you're struggling to throw the football, those are the type of plays that got to get positive yardage. You need to be able to run your swing outs, your screens, your slants. You got to get those short throws rolling, and now it's 2nd and 4.
Yep, gain of 6 on that last play. Quickly, Lancers come to the line of scrimmage with 3 men out to the left side. They'll go to the run. Hirsch up the middle, hit right away, maybe got a couple of yards, and that's all.
Once again, it's 4-down territory on this 3rd and 2 incoming. If they don't get it here, they're going for it.
Big 3rd down coming up for the Lancers. 3rd and about 3. Ball at about this 18-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Pass caught. Hirsch on the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Marty. The little wheel route works again.
Yeah, that was one heck of a play right there. As we could take a look at this one here. Hirsch just swinging out the running back, see him escape on the wheel route. Nobody follows him, all alone into the end zone.
First touchdown of the night for Mount Marty, and it was desperately needed. Now, Vance to try the point after kick. Noah McDermott is the holder. Snap brought down. Kick on the way. It is good. 12:05 left to go in the 4th quarter. Briar Cliff 20, Mount Marty 13. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on Current 94.3 FM.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
That last scoring drive for the Lancers, 6 plays, 57 yards, 2:02 time of possession, 17 yards on the pass. Reichen to Hirsch.
You can see it here, just the wheel route, running back escapes, throws over to the left side, and gone.
One of the few breakdowns, really, that Briarcliff has had defensively tonight.
Yeah.
12:05 left to go, fourth quarter. Chargers 20, Lancers 13. To kick off will be John Lilly. High end over end kick. Gonna sail down, caught inside the 5-yard line. Briarcliff's had a good job of returning tonight. They're going to get another good one with Westbrook out to near the 30-yard line.
So here we go. Under 12 minutes to play. This Lancer defense has got to get a stop. Briarcliff, if they have another long drive ending in points, they're going to make things real difficult. That last one will remind you once again, it was 80 yards, 16 plays, 10 minutes off the clock. That is incredible drive through the entirety of the third quarter and part of the fourth. That was wild.
And remember that big 3rd and 13 that they converted? That was the key play. Pistol formation. Saya puts a man in motion on the right side. Handoff, Thomas to the left side, tries to move the pile. He'll gain maybe 3 yards. Mount Marty football brought to you in part by Parker Hannafin. It's day one of your new career. Parker of Yankton has immediate openings for all production positions, offering newly increased wages, 13 paid holidays, and some of the most competitive benefits in the area. All beginning on day one. Learn more at parker.com. Second down. And we'll call it 7. Ball near the 32-yard line of the Chargers. They have the pistol formation. They put a man in motion. That's Westbrook. Straight drop back. Pass right side. Timing pattern incomplete near the 42-yard line. Flaherty, the intended receiver. Conley on the coverage. That helps out the Lancers. Stops the clock with 11:12 left to go and brings up 3rd and 7. This is the opportunity for that Lancer defense that's been on the field a lot. 29 minutes compared to 18 and a half minutes for the Charger defense on the field tonight. Crowd's making some noise. Shotgun set. 2 men out to the right. Double tight end on the left side. Here comes a man in motion. Saya looking to his left. Outlet pass. Incomplete. Over the head of Whiting at the 35-yard line. Penalty flag down.
Yeah, that's going to be on Briarcliff. You can see the Lancers celebrating there as Whiting just ran into a Lancer player very late there, knocking him to the ground. Tyree Shorter is the one who was hit late. And
now who is it on? Is it on the offense or the defense?
Well, now the Lancers are – there was somebody holding up 2 hands saying confusion.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the offense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's big because it's going to back him up 15 yards for the upcoming punt because it's a dead ball foul.
Yeah, it will. That's a tough one there. And the Lancers have already blocked a punt tonight.
And I am surprised. Stephen Whiting, he is a multi-year starter for Briarcliff, the senior. And that's not the play you want to see out of a senior. You've got to be smarter than that. He just cost his team 15 yards, and Myers stands near his own goal line to punt it away. Pierce near midfield to receive for Mount Marty.
Well, Lancers have 10 right on the line going after him. Nope, they only actually sent 2, but they're still able to look like get a hand on it.
It's either a shank or it was off somebody's hand. Everybody runs away from it. And,
my gosh.
They have got a scrum going on. Penalty flags flying as that was Pierce and one of the return men or one of the gunners that was tied up. And this one looks like it's going to get against Briar Cliff, and Coach Ledege's got to be going nuts on the far sideline.
Oh, my gosh. We can take a look at what happened here as the officials talk about it right at the end of this kick.
Watch, everybody's running away, and there
then,
you see.
Yeah, Briar Cliff guy just grabs a hold of Mount Marty, and then they just start wrestling.
That was Pierce. And then Pierce kind of retaliated, but I don't know if you throw a penalty on both.
Yeah, that's tough. It's one of the
the
Briar Cliff player grabbed him first, but then the Mount Marty player retaliated, and they both started wrestling. Oh man, none of that was necessary. Ball was going out of bounds. Neither player was near it. Don't want to see that here in the fourth quarter.
No, you don't.
Games.
Clock stops. 10:57 left, fourth quarter. Briar Cliff 20, Mount Marty 13. After the punt, which was not a good punt. I think it went off the side of his foot.
Yeah.
And it rolled out of bounds near the 47-yard line of Briar Cliff. But now the officials have to sort things out on this penalty, the extracurricular activity, as the play was coming to a close. Nobody was near the football for Mount Marty, so they weren't trying to return it.
Coach Micheletti was just being talked to by one of the line judges, and he gave a thumbs up to his offense. I assume this is on Briar Cliff.
It is. They're walking it off.
Yeah.
Darren Berg is our referee. He'll tell us in a moment. Holding on the kicking team. 10-yard penalty on the kicking team. First down for Mount Marty, so they'll get a 10-yard penalty in their favor.
Wow. All right, here we go, an extra 10 yards after a short punt. Lancers are in business inside the 40, trying to go tie up this game.
At the 38-yard line, 1st and 10, handoff. Hirsch tries the left side, spins past the man, stays on his feet inside the 35 to the 33. Good gain, 5 yards at least.
In a late game and a trophy game against one of your chief rivals, those are the type of runs that'll fire up a crowd. You can hear them cheering, just staying on your feet, fighting for every yard possible.
2nd down and 5 coming up. 33-yard line. They got to get to the 28 for a first down. Play action, throw, caught, Waholes, bubble screen, moves inside of a man. He's down, shy of the first down marker at the 29. But it'll be 3rd and short coming up.
I didn't quite get there. Still 4-down territory for sure at the 30-yard line.
Yep, and they're going to bring in Roland, that H-back, that extra blocker, as a receiver checks out for Mount Marty. 10 minutes left to go. 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. They say his knee's down at the 30. They got to get to the 28. Under center, handoff. That's Hirsch into the open. No one's going to catch him as he moves down the field. Touchdown, Mount Marty! What a run!
Lancers are an extra point away from tying up this ball game. They had a 14-point deficit pending the extra point, but man, they have stormed back in this game. Briar Cliff, a couple of bad penalties, hurting themselves and a bad punt.
And what a cutback on that run by Hirsch. That was classic Franco Harris cut against the grain, Pittsburgh Steelers from the 1970s. Hirsch read that perfectly. Here's the point after kick, and it is good. 9:47 left, fourth quarter. We're tied up at 20. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Aztec is looking for people who can crush it. Aztec is hiring now, seeking a variety of positions, including assemblers for the evening shift, CNC maintenance technician for day shift, and cycle counter also day shift. Aztec offers competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, incredible 401k, paid parental leave, safety incentives, and sign-on bonus for production workers. To apply for these jobs or to see what other opportunities are available, go to aztecjobs.com. Aztec, built to connect from rock to road.
That last scoring drive for the Lancers. 3 plays, 38 yards, a minute 10 off the clock. Kyle Hirsch, a 30-yard run, and we are tied at 20. We have a Briarcliff player down, and he's going to be helped towards the sideline. Can't see the number, but he's being assisted by a couple of players. It's one of the interior linemen from the point after kick, and I believe That might be Michael Cazares, the junior out of Texas. He plays on the defensive line and on special teams. He is being helped off by a couple of teammates here. We've got 9:47 left to go. Fourth quarter, tied at 20. Catholic Cup game between Briar Cliff and Mount Marty.
And this feels like a whole new ball game, Steve.
Well,
tie game.
Yep, 2 quick drives, and we are tied up. And it's going to be an end-over-end kick, and it's going to be caught near the 10-yard line. That's Westbrook on the return, and he's swallowed up near the 25.
So that'll give us a second to go back and take a look at this long touchdown run from Kyle Hirsch, 30 yards out, just running stretch play, all stretch left, everybody moving. He cuts it upfield, gone.
I tell you what, I mentioned Franco Harris, of course, the Hall of Famer from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was his bread and butter play. He did it as well as anybody who's ever played in the National Football League. And notice that Riken went under center that time.
Yes.
So that was the first time tonight. Power football paid off in a great blocking up front and a great reading of the blocks by Kyle Hirsch. Now it's up to the Lancer defense. A lot of time left, 9:41. Pistol formation for the Chargers. Saya puts a man in motion. And it's going to be a jet sweep over to the left side, and Pierce pushes a man out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain. Westbrook on the jet sweep.
A decent gain for Briarcliff on first down, and once again, they've had some decent drives recently. You go back to that scoring drive that took 10 minutes off the clock, 80 yards and 16 plays right at the start of this fourth quarter. That last one, however, very quick. They end up having to punt. Not a great punt. We'll see what they've got here.
And 2 key penalties late in that drive. Thomas bottled up, hit behind the line of scrimmage. Arthur Oliver on a big tackle.
Arthur
that was right, Asmar Muhammad.
Yeah, he is fired up. Asmar Muhammad fired up here. You can see him. Take a look at the replay. You'll see him come firing in off that right side of the line on the blitz. Take him down in the backfield. 3rd and long.
Yeah, big loss on that play. Loss of 4. So it's 3rd and 9.
Lancer crowd's getting in it now, Steve. They've been quiet tonight. Not anymore.
8.5 to go. Shotgun set. Here comes the man in motion. Hellner, somebody moved on the line for the Chargers.
Yeah, it looks like
false start on the offense. So now it's going to make it 3rd and 14.
Looks like that was number 60, I believe, which would be Caden Wavernick. The Yankton native just moved a little early. 3rd and longer.
8:19 and counting. Fourth quarter tied at 20, and the Chargers are behind the sticks at 3rd and 14. Ball at their own 21-yard line. Shotgun set. Saya puts a man in motion on the right side, drops back, looks to the middle of the field, being pressured, rolled out, throws on the run, caught near the 40-yard line, and that's a first down, and that's Flaherty with another big catch.
I think they would have got it even without the reception. There's a flag in the secondary about 25 yards downfield.
Yeah, around the 45-yard line, so hold the phones, clock stop. Well, the clock's still rolling.
Well, actually, Briarcliff is walking back. Well, they're going to stop the clock here and reset that. That's just a mistake. But
unnecessary roughness on the defense.
Didn't see what happened there. That was away from the play.
And now a big penalty on the Lancers. Tax on 15 yards to the end of the play. They'll move the ball into Lancer territory at the 45-yard line. First down, 10 for Briarcliff.
Yeah, that was already a great play for Briarcliff, getting downfield, but then you add 15 yards as well. These two teams got to get some emotions in check here. They both had some bad personal fouls in this fourth quarter.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun set. Thomas in at running back. Blitz coming. Saya escapes. Rolls to his left. Wants to run, and he will. Tripped up after he got a gain of about 5.
That was a great escape from Brock Saya. Brock Lubers, the linebacker, came in late on the blitz. The middle linebacker came off the right edge of the line, and Saya was able to just sidestep him. Lubers flies by, and he's able to scramble for 5.
Mom Marty Football brought to you in part by Ben's Brew Station. They are the office watch party location of KYN TV with 16 TVs and all the refreshments you need. It's on KYN TV. It's on at Ben's. 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 40-yard line of the Lancers. Hellner in motion from left to right. Handoff. Thomas running play to his left. He'll have the first down. Jets across the 35. Down near the 33. Move the chains. First down, Chargers.
And now we're starting to get into crunch time here. 6.5 minutes to play. Clock is moving.
And the Chargers have been very methodical moving the football all night. That's been their bread and butter. So they take their time in the huddle. And now Thomas moves to the deep spot in the pistol formation. 2 men out to the right. 1 man out to the left. H-back on the right side is Whiting. They're on the left hash mark. Saya changes it up with 8 on the play clock. Now they'll reset. Milking that play clock. Here comes the blitz. Thomas to the right side. Tries to turn the corner. Can't. Lubers has him. 1 yard gain.
And only 1 yard there for Thomas. Thomas, a net of 34 yards on the day on 11 carries. 33 yards for Saya, 34 for Pittman as well.
Mom Marty Football brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires. For tires, brakes, alignments, and more, visit Les Schwab Tire Center in Yankton. Get more from Les. Pistol formation, 2nd and 9 from the Lancer 32-yard line. 1 man out either side. Play action. Saya being pressured. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 43-yard line. That's Delonte Dickey. Huge loss on the play.
Oh, one heck of a sack for Delonte Dickey here. Farmers Union Insurance brings us the replay. Dickey just throws him down, able to get a left hand on him and not let him go.
Mile Marty Football brought to you in part by Core Trust. Helping you achieve your personal and business goals, it's Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations with Core Trust, member FDIC. 3rd down and long. Nearly 20 yards to go. Shotgun set, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Saya dropped back, being pressured, rolls to his left, stops, now rolls back to his right, throws on the run, high arcing pass. It's going to be caught by Hellner at the 10-yard line. He was open. And Briar Cliff converts, and a couple of Lancers ran into each other, and they're down after the play, and the clock will stop at 4:17 left as Saya again pulls a rabbit out of his hat.
Just threw up a prayer, and somehow, some way, the Lancers forgot about a wide receiver. Take a look at it here. Saya takes the snap. 5 seconds, 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds before the throw, all alone.
You know, cardinal mistake there. Especially if you're the deep safety on a 3rd down and 20 play, you just can't let that man get behind you. You have to keep everything in front of you as the players being tended to. I think that was Muhammad that was one of the players down.
Yeah, they'll miss him here, their starting corner. One of them. And here we go, 1st and goal for the Chargers with 4:17 on the clock in a tie game. Just threw up a prayer. The Lancers let the fundamentals slip away. They let a man get past them. Forget about him.
From the 9-yard line, 1st and goal for Briar Cliff. Shotgun set. Thomas in it, running back to the left of his quarterback. 2 men to the right. 1 man out to the left. Here comes Whiting, the tight end, in motion from left to right. They're on the right hash mark. Now they'll put another man in motion. That's Hellner. 4 on the play clock. Handoff. Thomas up the middle, has a hole into the end zone. Touchdown, Briar Cliff.
And the Chargers are going to take a 4th quarter lead back once again. Lancers had erased a 14-point deficit in this 4th. No longer. Briar Cliff on top again.
And that big play on 3rd down. Saya has done it a couple of times tonight. And now the Chargers will try the point after kick. Ritchie the holder, Myers the kicker. He did miss one earlier today. He's missed a couple on the season. And the kick is on the way, and it does split the uprights. 3:38 left to go, fourth quarter. Briarcliff 27, Mount Marty 20. Back with the kickoff in 30 seconds on Current 94.3 FM.
Allison just won a popularity contest.
Oh, thank you.
You're almost as popular as the Runza Southwest Chicken Salad.
Oh, what? Because it has crispy chicken, shredded cheddar, tortilla strips, taco seasoning, and salsa?
And Southwest Ranch. And yes,
I'd be more popular if I came with Southwest Ranch.
we all would. Come get the Southwest Chicken Salad at Runza today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
That last scoring drive for Briarcliff, 9 plays, 75 yards, 6:03 time of possession on the Farmers Insurance replay. Let's check out that run from 9 yards out by Chase Thomas. And that is the difference in the game at the moment. 27-20, Briarcliff on top of Mount Marty. High end over end kick. It'll be corralled near the 11-yard line by Carbajal. Runs to his right, can't get loose, down near the 22-yard line. And again, some extra whistles here.
And there's a flag down near the tackle.
There have been a lot of penalties in this game tonight and a
has.
lot of unnecessary ones.
Most of them in this second half, as these teams have really started John.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Mount Marty. And the penalty is they have to distance to the goal, and I think it was Phillips they called on that one. And now Mount Marty, down by 6, back themselves up to the 11-yard line, or actually just outside the 10. And we'll call it the 11 because they got to get to the 21. So from the 11, first down and 10, Lancers, they got a long way to go. And they need 6. Ryken's going to throw, steps to his right, looking downfield, and he'll just throw it out of bounds, incomplete, over the head of Hirsch near the 20-yard line.
Talk about the penalties for a second. At halftime, the Lancers had exactly 5 penalties, all of them pre-snap offensive penalties. Briarcliff had 2 penalties for 20 yards. Lancers had 25 yards of penalty yardage. Now, at this point, with 3:26 left in the fourth quarter, Briarcliff has 6 penalties for 66 yards. Mount Marty 8 for 51 yards, and a lot of them in this fourth quarter, personal fouls.
Second down and 10. Ryken to the air, throws, quick pattern, incomplete to the sideline. Check that, Wahol's the intended receiver at the 15-yard line.
I think Ryken had his tight end in Brinsley working down the seam here, just wasn't able to get it to him.
Third down, can't go 3 and out.
Not at all.
If you're Mount Marty, especially the way that the Chargers have been chewing up the clock tonight. 3:22 left, fourth quarter. Chargers up 27-20, 3rd and 10 from their own 11 for Mount Marty. Here comes the pressure. Ryken throws to the sideline over the head of everybody, incomplete. Intended for Hirsch coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, 3 throws. The one good thing is it didn't take any time off the clock as they were all incomplete, but 2 of them nowhere near the receiver, couldn't catch it. The first one was thrown away after pressure. Just Lancer's been struggling to throw the football all game long. The Briarcliff secondary, you got to give them credit for what they've been able to do today.
They have held Rugby Ryken 10 of 19 passing, 77 yards.
Westbrook deep for the Chargers.
And now it'll be Vance to punt it from his own end zone. He gets away. Kind of a short punt, but it will bounce out of bounds.
And it's going to be near the 20-yard line of Mount Marty. The 25 is where they're going to mark
off
it.
The side of his foot.
Briarcliff with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left on the game clock. They're up 27-20, and they're at the Lancer 25. The wheels are falling off.
Yeah, they're almost within field goal range right now. Mount Marty football brought to you in part tonight by Aztec. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Now you need a turnover if you're the Lancers. You got to figure Chargers are going to keep it on the ground, maybe take one shot to the air. Let's see what they do. They'll go to the run, and Thomas to the left side, and he'll get the legs churning and get about 3 yards. Now you have to start looking at the clock.
Yeah, you got to wonder what the timeout strategy is for the Lancers here. They do have all 3 timeouts and 3 minutes to go. With the two-minute timeout, you got to expect if they get a good stop here on second down, they'll use their first.
Yeah, gain of 3 on that last play, 2nd and 7, ball at the 22-yard line. And a first down pretty much ends this game because the Chargers could just run out the clock and maybe even try a field goal to make it a 10-point game. Thomas in at running back to the left of his quarterback from the left hash mark. 2nd down and 7, running play to the right. Thomas wants to turn the corner. He does. He's inside the 20 to the 15-yard line, and he'll have enough for a first down.
Brought down by Rogers.
One heck of a run moving to the right here. I think the Lancers might have called a timeout.
Yep, Mount Marty will spend their first timeout with 2:18 left to go in regulation. They're down by 7 here in the Catholic Cup game. This timeout being brought to you by Pizza Ranch. For legendary chicken and the best pizza, it's Yankton Pizza Ranch. They're on Broadway. You can call them at 665-1222. Back in 30 seconds right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Football season and Shiner Bock, 2 traditions that never get old. Brewed smooth and full-flavored, Shiner Bock is always game day ready. Whether you're tailgating before kickoff, grilling with friends, or watching under the Friday night lights, Shiner Bock is the perfect call. This season, celebrate every first down and every touchdown with the beer that's built for football season. Pick up Shiner Bock today and make it part of your game day tradition.
2:18 left. Briarcliff up by 7. They've got the ball in the red zone at the 15-yard line of the Lancers. 1st and 10. Pistol formation. Thomas up the middle. Puts his head down. He'll get about 2 yards, and that's all. And let's see if the Lancers call another timeout, and they'll do. And we'll keep it here during the break with 2:11 on the clock. 27-20 is our score. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's starting to come down to the right foot of Jacob Myers when you take a look at this game. At the 14-yard line, now 13-yard line, are the Briarcliff Chargers here. The second timeout being used by the Lancers. They do still have the 2-minute timeout they can use after third down, but this is going to come down to whether Briarcliff's able to go up 2 possessions in the next few seconds or not. If they are, Lancers are going to have about 2 minutes to score twice. They got to go down the field, score. They'll only have 1 timeout in their pocket. Got to get a onside kick and then go do it again. The Lancers, they're going to be sending everybody to try and block this kick on 4th down should we get to 4th down. Briarcliff obviously trying to run out this clock, trying to run the ball, needing a first down to choose some more of it. Lancers can stop the clock exactly twice more, and that's all with the 2-minute timeout.
All right. Teams back out on the field. 2nd down and 8 from the 13-yard line of the Lancers for Briarcliff. Thomas stays in at running back to the right of his quarterback in the shotgun set. Hellner in motion. And it's going to be Thomas running to his left. He'll get to the 10. He'll get inside the 10. He's near the first down marker, near the 5-yard line. And I think he's got that first down as we come right to the 2-minute mark. Do they give him the first down is the question, and they have. He's at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Briarcliff when we come back from the 2-minute timeout here at Crane Youngworth Field. 27-20, Chargers on top. We're back in 60 seconds right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Move with Mason.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people.
All right, back to action here out of the 2-minute timeout. Briar Cliff is going to go to the run. Thomas around the left side. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Briar Cliff on a 5-yard run by Chase Thomas. And that makes it 33-20 with 1:55 left. And a penalty flag after everything is said and done. Penalty flags in the end zone after the play.
Yeah, I got to expect more unsportsmanlike here. It's just a matter in which team. But it was after the play. This touchdown should stand.
Yeah, the touchdown will stand. Probably a celebration penalty, perhaps. I wasn't looking down at that end of the field. Derenberg, our referee. After the play, unsportsmanlike on Briar Cliff. Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. First unsportsmanlike penalty on Flaherty, who's had a sensational day with 7 catches for 101 yards.
Myers on to attempt the extra point.
And Myers will try the PAT. Out of the hold of Cole Ritchie. Kick on the way. It is good. 1:55 left to go here in quarter number 4. It's Briar Cliff 34, Mount Marty 20. Back with the kickoff. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Surfside brings the party, smart and smooth. It's like sunshine in a can with adult approval. Must be 21 or older. Surfside, 0 bubbles, all vibes.
That last scoring drive for the Chargers. 5 plays, 25 yards, 1:18 time of possession. Chase Thomas from 5 yards out, his second touchdown on the night.
Yeah, just working off the left side of that offensive line, gets to the pylon first. Good speed, and a 2-possession game once again. With under 2 minutes to play, Lancers have only 1 timeout, and they've got to score 2 touchdowns. Briar Cliff has played one heck of a game here today.
Well, they've
against
been
the team receiving votes in the top 25.
Yep. And from the 30-yard line, short kickoff, this is Carbajal on the return, tackled near the 37-yard line. Think about this. Briar Cliff averaged 66 yards rushing in the first 3 games. Tonight, 132 as a team, so they've doubled it. And they're ahead here by 2 touchdowns. And Saya has just been sensational, and Rugby Riken has struggled. The Briar Cliff defense has been outstanding tonight. Now, Riken's got to work a miracle here. 1:51 on the clock, 1 timeout in his back pocket, and he's down by 14 points. From the 36-yard line, takes the snap, pressure coming, rolls out. He eludes one man, tries to run to his right. He is being pulled and dragged down at the 20-yard line.
Riken brought down at the 20-yard line.
And officials blowing the play or stopping play momentarily. I don't see any penalty flags. Clock is stopped with 1:38, and it's going to be a timeout called by Mount Marty, and that is their final timeout. We'll keep it here during the break. This timeout brought to you by Pizza Ranch for legendary chicken and the best pizza. It's Yankton Pizza Ranch. They're on Broadway. Call them at 665-1222.
Well, the Lancers had to take their last time out of the game because of this play right here, that sack. You can see Riken just dancing, trying to escape. Can't get away. Just brought down in the backfield, and now when you're that far behind the sticks, as he was moving back, just trying to stay alive, it took a loss of 16 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 26, but at this point, only the end zone matters. You're trying to get down the field, 4-down territory the full way.
Long way to go. They're at their own 20-yard line. They have to get to their own 46 for a first down. Second down and 26. Pistol formation. Play action. Reichen pressured again. Throws on the run, and it is incomplete at the 30-yard line near the far sideline. And that was intended for Robinson. Gibson on the defensive play there for Briar Cliff. Third down coming up. Lancers out of timeouts. And they are celebrating on the far sideline here at Crane Youngworth Field.
Yeah, you really got to give this Briar Cliff defense credit for what they've done today. Lancers have 159 yards of total offense, 77 through the air.
Reichen throws the long ball down the middle of the field. Triple coverage. Ton of contact down there as Richmond, the intended receiver. No penalty flag. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Oh, we'll take a look at it. Maybe
maybe
the official is saying he couldn't have got there.
Maybe not a catchable ball. I don't know, but there was definite contact.
Ball.
Yeah, I don't know. That appeared to be a pass interference, not called, but now it's fourth down and 26. Let's see what Reichen can produce here.
If that was pass interference, it would have been an automatic first down instead of fourth down here.
Yep. Reichen dropping back, being pressured, escapes one man, can't escape another. He's all the way back in his end zone, running to his right, wants to load up, throws over the middle of the field, and it's going to be Richmond. Could he catch the ball? Yes, he did, but he's shy of the first down marker at the 39-yard line.
And because they didn't get the pass interference call, that was not first down, it was fourth. That ends the game.
Yes, it will. All the Chargers need to do is just kneel down a couple of times, and this one is in the books, and the Catholic Cup's going to be going down to Sioux City.
It'll be the first time that trophy travels. This is only the second year of the Catholic Cup. Mount Marty won the inaugural game last year. It started in their locker room. It'll be heading to Briar Cliff now. They're going to take it home to Sioux City. The Lancers certainly going to circle this game for next year, trying to bring it back into their own locker room next season. But we're going to have to wait a full year. Briar Cliff gets to celebrate now.
Yep, they line up the safety formation, and Saya will just go to a knee. And they'll just have to do that one more time. And the Chargers will get their third win of the year.
Briar Cliff's going to be 3-1 to start this season. This team, they've been down for so many years, Steve, and they are really looking good.
Yeah, this is a big statement win tonight for Briar Cliff because the previous 3 years, they've kind of been owned by the Lancers. Lancers have won in convincing fashion 3 years in a row, but that winning streak will end tonight here at Crane Youngworth Field. Saya, safety formation, takes it, goes to a knee, and that's that. Clock will wind down, and it will be the Briar Cliff Chargers winning by a score of 34-20 against the Mount Marty Lancers. Lancers suffer their first defeat in the year. They're 3-1 now, and now Briar Cliff moves to 3-1 on the regular season. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back, and we will have the post-game show. That's being brought to you by Aztec. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Final score, Briar Cliff 34, Mount Marty 20. Back with the post-game show in 2 minutes right here on Current 94.3 FM.
Want better pay, better benefits, and a better place to work? Parker of Yankton is hiring now. Second shift assemblers, supervisors, engineers, and more, with competitive wages plus a night shift pay differential, great health insurance, paid time off, retirement benefits, and real opportunities to move up. You'll work steady hours with a supportive team that's ready to help you succeed. Don't just work, get rewarded. Apply today and start building your future with us.
Parker, engineering your success.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Aztec has some hot job openings right now. Aztec in Yankton is now seeking employees for all shifts for the following positions: welder, industrial painter, and machine operator. A career at Aztec offers competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, incredible 401k, paid parental leave, safety incentives, and sign-on bonus for production workers. To apply for these jobs or see what other opportunities are available, go to aztecjobs.com. Aztec, built to connect from rock to road.
Craving a sip of sunshine? Meet Surfside, iced tea, green tea, or lemonade. Real flavor, real juice mixed with vodka, but only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and absolutely 0 bubbles. Whether you're into peach tea, mango green tea, or strawberry lemonade, Surfside brings the party, smart and smooth. It's like sunshine in a can with adult approval. Must be 21 or older. Surfside, 0 bubbles, all vibes.
And welcome back to Crane Youngworth Field for the postgame show brought to you by Aztec. A disappointing loss tonight for the Mount Marty Lancers in the Catholic Cup game. Briar Cliff with the win, 34-20. Along with Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum. Great to have you here, although a disappointing night for Mount Marty. A week ago, they were celebrating one of the biggest wins, perhaps the biggest win in program history, with a win over Northwestern. They were ranked number 7 at the time. They came into tonight against the Briar Cliff team that they had beaten 3 times in a row, but it was the Chargers playing the better game here tonight. We'll start everything off with the Runza rundown. Now, if you're on the run, make it Runza. They get you your food fast so you can get going. They have Runzas, burgers, fries, onion rings, salads, chicken, and desserts, thanks to Runza for their support of Mount Marty Athletics. And we were 13-6 at halftime.
Yeah, let's go ahead and run through some of these plays here, Steve, on this Runza rundown. We'll start it off with the first score of this game for Briar Cliff. It was that touchdown to Whiting. We can take a look at here in the back of the end zone.
Watch how high he goes up. Use the entire 6'6" frame for that big senior, and that got the Chargers on the board. Now, here's the very first play for Mount Marty, and that's Kyle Hirsch with a big 40-yard run. So it looked like, okay, we might have a track meet going on.
Lancers weren't able to do a whole lot more with this drive. They end up settling for this field goal, end up going 6-3 in the end.
Yep. So both teams scored on their opening drives, and boy, then we had a scoring drought as the defenses took over for both respective squads, as we ended up 13-6 here at the break. And then
this was the 6-6 was the score, and another field goal for the Lancers. They end up tying the game at 6-6, but then Saya, another touchdown, just scrambling, going over to the left pylon, able to force his way in. Briar Cliff on top once again. Mount Marty was able to go down the field and score themselves. It was Kyle Hirsch on the catch from Rugby Riken. This made it a 7-point game here in the fourth quarter. Great play for the Lancers.
Yeah, that was the first, I think, offensive touchdown of the night.
It was.
For the Lancers as they started waking up here in this fourth quarter of play. Boy, we had a bonanza of scoring in the fourth quarter for both teams.
Oh, yeah, and then wake up the Lancers did, as this was their second one. Kyle Hirsch just stretch play left. They're able to give it to him. He cuts upfield, and he'll take it all the way to the house. But Briar Cliff, they just would not be stopped. They march all the way back down the field, and this was time for that 10-minute drive. Ends in this here. Another good play from Briar Cliff. They hand it off or run it up the middle, and they go up 7. They're able to get it back down for another one right at the end of the game to go up 14 points.
Yeah, Chase Thomas on Bo's last 2 touchdown runs for Briar Cliff, and 34-20 is what we end up with a final score with the Chargers victorious, and they take home the Catholic Cup. Let's check out the stat board brought to you by the Meat Lodge. You want top quality meat at great prices? Well, head to the Meat Lodge in Yankton. They're on the way to the lake on Highway 52. 2 things jump out at me when I examine the team stats: first downs and time of possession, Tehl.
Yeah, time of possession certainly in favor of Briar Cliff. 38 minutes and 56 seconds for the BC Chargers. Lancers 21 minutes and 04. First downs 24 for the Chargers. 10 for the Lancers.
It seemed like that Briar Cliff offense was on the field so much, and that Lancer defense just got worn out. And you have to credit that Charger defense, because a couple of times Mount Marty had short fields to work with, and they did get some points out of it. But Briar Cliff just drove down the field methodically, time and again. They burned up so much clock. And it really, you think about it, their longest run of the night was 14 yards. And their longest pass play of the night was that big 33-yard completion, which got them down, for that touchdown late in the game that put them up 27-20. But they
just long, methodical drives.
Yeah, just taking what the defense gave them. And Rugby Riken, just did not have a good game.
No, I don't like saying it, but Rugby Riken, 11 of 22 for 96 yards total, 50% completion percentage. Did have one touchdown, but one interception as well. Only, 14 yards at halftime with 3 completions at the half. This was a rough game for the young quarterback. There's no doubt about it.
On the ground, Kyle Hirsch, 96 yards on 10 carries. Of course, he had a 40-yard gain and a 30-yard gain, so he got 70 of those 96 yards on just 2 plays. Malachi Hart, 6 carries, 13 yards. He was really bottled up tonight. And Riken scrambling. He got sacked several times tonight, so he's going to end up with minus 27 yards as far as his official rushing stats go. Wachholz, 4 catches, 26 yards, top receiver. Hirsch, a couple of catches, 1 for a touchdown, 30 yards total. 3 catches for Robinson for 17 yards, 1 for mostly Richmond, his first game, 1 19-yard completion. Carbajal had 1 catch for 4 yards. That's the offensive individual stats for Mount Marty. For Briar Cliff, Saya, a great game for him, 17 of 24 passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 191 yards through the air, and Flaherty had 7 catches, 101 yards on the night. And joining us now in the broadcast booth, John Micheletti, the head coach. Time for our post-game interview, brought to you by Conklin Distributing. Packed with essential vitamins and nutrients, Rise Fuel gives you the power to push harder, go faster, and perform better. Fuel your ambition and unleash your potential with Rise Fuel. Coach, a disappointing loss tonight. And you were telling us at the beginning of the year, Briar Cliff is an improved team. They displayed that tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't want to take anything away from them. We knew that they were going to be ready for the dogfight and bring it the whole game. So it's just one of those things that we talked about. Maybe I talked about it too much with our guys of making sure that they handle the good stuff the right way. And I felt it through the week, a little bit of complacency. We had some tough conversations. Did our conditioning tell? But, some of that stuff, it's stuff that we're still learning to be able to get through there. So good thing we got a bye week coming up where we can be able to spend a little bit of time on corrections and get back and move on to Concordia.
So let's talk about some of the things here in this game, Coach. It really looked like this team was missing Rodney Broadnax out there. It was kind of a struggle to throw the ball, 3 completions at halftime for only 14 yards. Can you tell me about the passing game and what's the work that's going to be done over the bye week?
Yeah, and hopefully getting Rodney back is one of those things. But, I think it's a perfect blend of them getting good pressures as well. You've seen Rugby be under a lot of pressure throughout the day and, struggling to find guys downfield, and they did a great job of tracking him all the time. So it's be good of those things that we can look back on film and see is the flat, was there things open like that to kind of open up the middle. That was one thing I wanted to be able to see a little bit more is, hey, just dump it down and make sure that they honor that, which opens up things down the field a little bit later in the game. But I think we were just a little bit too picky with certain things and instead of just being ourselves. And you saw a little bit of that towards the end of the game of just getting in and shoot. We were in 10 personnel and running read zone, our day one install thing, and it was working all the way down the field until we hit Kyle on that mesh wheel route thing that we had going. So, it's just one of those things that there's a lot of things that reflect on, especially this quick after the game. But in the end, it's still early in the season. There's still a lot of good things that are coming ahead of us. There's still a lot of things that we have to say about the future of this season. So really anxious to see how we're able to respond to that and handle things. We talked about handling a ultimate high the right way. Are we going to be able to take an ultimate low and handle that the right way since we didn't handle the other way how it should have been done.
You could almost argue with that the bye is coming at exactly the right time, so you can have plenty of time to work on that and have those conversations.
It is, especially with with injuries, a few injuries. Not having Alex Gove really hurt us today. He's a key piece of our offensive line, and he should be back. It's just a little bit of a finger issue that they had to take him out for that because of. That's what the doctor said. But no, be getting some guys back and then cleaning up some stuff and keeping them humble.
Moshe Richmond debuted today. What did you see from that young man?
Yeah, he's got some speed. There's a couple times that you could tell he's not used to being that open because he stopped. There's a few times where he just stopped. I'm like, keep running, and we end up overthrowing him. But he had that catch there at the end, which was nice, but just not enough yards to pick up the first down. And some of that stuff is working to get him out and, work out some of that rust as we're starting to slowly get him back off the injured list.
Penalties were a big factor tonight.
Yes,
the first half had a couple of ugly spots where he had some back-to-back penalties. What do you tell your coaching staff and the players here to help clean that up?
Well, I was very frustrated, and I'm not blaming the referees, but there's a key thing that we talked about in preseason on what they can say, the defense can say, because we used to do that all the time last year, and that was a big thing they wanted to make sure is like, hey, you can only say certain words so that you're not mimicking a snap count. And they were not doing that. Our cadence is ready, set, go, and they were saying ringo, which has go in it. They only can say move and shift, and they're allowing them to say more than that. So I had a tough conversation with those guys at halftime of like, this is the rules. We have to abide by it, and I don't know if that just rung a bell, but they were able to clean that up a little bit there at halftime and not have as much of that. But the personal fouls and stuff like that is detrimental to a team. We had one. I know they got the first down, but they get another 15 yards on top of that, and then getting a kick return and then having to back it up 15 yards. And to me, that's just selfish, and what we talk about in those situations, and especially special teams. Those guys are auditioning for more plays. Everybody's auditioning for more plays. So if you're going to hurt me 15 yards or hurt our team, it's hard for me to give you more reps, So I get there's a lot of emotion in these games, and everybody some way, shape, or form has an ego to a certain level, but you got to make sure it's about the team first rather than yourself. And,
All right, Concordia, they're next on the dance card. You get them home here, so at least you don't have to travel down there. And, of course, they're a very, very tough football team. They just missed the playoffs last year. What do you see from this year's edition of the Bulldogs?
Yeah, they still have a very good defensive line. I know they graduated a lot of people, but seems like they either reloaded on defense or got another guy's fifth years. I haven't really seen exactly those guys on there, but I do know that their defensive stats have been pretty impressive. They'll do a lot of that fast-paced stuff and what we call G-Rap out of 10 personnel, so there's going to be pulling a guard either way. Hopefully you got a misfit somewhere, but no, we're ready for that. That'll be something that we get an extra week to prepare for and obviously spend a little bit of that time correcting ourselves, but then getting a head start on Concordia.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time here. You got the week off, so and the nice thing, you prepare for a home game 2 weeks from now, so get a lot of the good home cooking here at least for the next couple of weeks.
4 straight weeks technically at home. I love that.
Yeah, a month straight. You can't say. One thing before you leave, I got to ask you about this because I don't know the answer. I noticed you and some of the coaches, the players have on your caps, say when. What's the story behind that?
All right, so one of my favorite movies, a little selfish, but one of my favorite movies of all time is Tombstone.
I knew that was going to be the reference because that's one of my favorite movies as well.
So when Val Kilmer died, this summer, and I was like, I asked a few of the guys that were around lifting, I'm like, have you guys seen Tombstone? And they're like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the pizza? And I'm like, no. I was like, I'm embarrassed for you, so we watched it on the way to Clark, so they were able to at least see it. But yeah, I got some of the team shirts too, had Say When on the back, and you can see Val Kilmer, but the kids loved it,
Good. It's a classic movie. I love it.
I love it. At the very beginning, it's kind of like that black and white, and everybody turns and looks at me like, Coach, are you kidding me? This is what we're watching? But then a couple minutes later, they break into the actual movie. So, yeah, it's a classic.
It is an absolute classic. I'll say this. It's one of the maybe the only movie I actually paid to see in a theater twice. It was
heck yeah.
Good.
There's so many great one-liners in there, too. I'll be your Huckleberry.
I'm a Huckleberry.
And obviously the saying, say when, not just about I like the movie. So what is this message going to be over the next 2 weeks getting rid of this loss?
Yeah, say when, right now. We got to move on right now. And that's kind of what we've been talking. We had to be able to start the season fast, say when. We had to, drive all the way to to Clark and then turn around and go to Waldorf again and then have a ranked opponent come home. So that was kind of our motto, being able to, hey, say when we're going to be ready no matter what. And didn't show today, but we got to make sure that we move on to the next one. It's a long season, so that's the pleasure of it.
Coach, thanks for your time. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Yep, thank you, guys.
All right, John Micheletti, head coach there. Interview brought to you by Conklin Distributing. And we'll continue with the Aztec postgame show here. We were in the middle of a stat rundown. We were talking about the visiting team who got the win here tonight, Briar Cliff, 34-20, the final score. Chargers win tonight. Brock Saya, he came into the game, Tehl completing almost 75% of his passes. He was dynamite again tonight.
Yeah, he was. All right, yeah, he was. 17 of 24. He did have 2 touchdowns today, 1 interception in there as well. 70.8% completion percentage, 191 yards through the air, and he was pressured. He had 3 sacks, and he was able to do this despite that pressure. It was another good game for Brock Saya. That junior quarterback just continues to get better here for Briar Cliff University. We've seen him in all of the last 3 years fighting against these Lancers, and he has shown definite improvement year after year after year. I'm excited to see what he's going to be in his senior year next season.
Yep, Thomas with 68 yards rushing, Pittman 34, Saya 19 with all his scrambling tonight, and Norman held to just 1 yard. He did start the game technically, but it was Thomas and Pittman carrying most of the load. Thomas with 18 carries, Pittman with 10 on the night. Flaherty with 7 catches, 101 yards. Whiting, the 2 catches, 10 yards, but both of them were for touchdowns. And Saya, he spread the offense out as far as his receiving goes, as he had 8 different guys catch passes tonight.
Wow.
That's Drew Brees-like. So.
Yes, it is. That's very good.
And, again, time of possession, nearly a 2-1 advantage for Briar Cliff. 24-10 advantage Briar Cliff in first downs, team stat-wise. That's the telltale mark. Plus, Briar Cliff was 7 of 12 on third downs tonight, 4 of 12 for Mount Marty on the night. And the stat rundown being brought to you by the Meat Lodge. 34-20 is our final score. Let's take a quick check here of the GPAC scoreboard. All the games earlier today. Northwestern over Dakota Wesleyan 23-0 a final. Hastings shut out Waldorf 42-0. Morningside in a shootout beats Midland 55-37. From the Missouri Valley Conference, USD over Drake 42-21. All those games earlier today.
Some major college football, number 21 Michigan over Nebraska, 30-27 final score there. Looks like number 9 Illinois in upset alert halftime. They are trailing number 19 Indiana, 35-10 at halftime. 35-10 at halftime. Number 4 Miami leading 13-0 over unranked Florida early in the third quarter there. Looks like number 8 Texas leading Sam Houston 31-0 at halftime.
Yep, and another big game, Texas Tech rolls by number 16 Utah 34-10. That's a 17-16. That may be the biggest surprise of the day because Utah has been playing really, really well. Texas Tech, everyone was expecting that to maybe be a 3 or 2 point game, but Texas Tech dominated that particular contest tonight. Another big matchup from earlier today, number 11 Oklahoma over number 22 Auburn. 24-17, that is a final score in that particular contest. That was a big matchup today in the SEC.
Absolutely. All right.
Notre Dame beats Purdue 56-20, another in-state Indiana rivalry there between those particular schools. And otherwise, a possible upset alert, South Carolina leading in the fourth quarter over number 23 Missouri 20-18. That is the score there. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We will come back. We will have our player of the game, our move of the game, and we'll tell you the upcoming schedule for Lancer football and other athletics. He's Tehl Tanner. I'm Steve Thum. This is the Aztec postgame show for Mount Marty football on Current 94.3 FM.
Farming is hard work. Between managing crops, livestock, and equipment, there's not much time left to handle financing and loans. At Dakota Mac, We can help you do the heavy lifting when it comes to ag financing. Whether you're a full-time farmer, an investor, or a young and beginning farmer, we're here for you for all your ag lending needs. Let Dakota Mac help you work smarter, not harder.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
We've got football fever at Lewis and Clark Ford. And with the Bucks and Lancers, we got a lot to cheer about. Yankton fans are also cheering the great lineup at Lewis and Clark Ford. Our roster of brand new Fords begins with the quarterback, the F-150, the speedy receiver, the Mustang, the hard-working lineman, the Ford Super Duty truck, and the star running back, the Bronco. See our team at lewisandclarkford.com or at our playing field, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
Well, in case you're just joining us, yeah, the game's already over. We kicked off at 6 o'clock. It's 8:47, and we're into our final segment of the post-game show brought to you by Aztec. A quick-moving game for the Catholic Cup, won by Briar Cliff over Mount Marty. Final score, 34-20. Chargers with the win over the Lancers. Now, we're going to go to our last couple of awards we're going to hand out. First of all, it's the Avera Player of the Game. That's brought to you by Avera. Visit Avera.org today for Avera Health. And our Player of the Game, we're going to go to the guy who got the fireworks started early for the Lancers on offense, and he had a stellar game, and that is Kyle Hirsch, the sophomore running back out of Gayville. First play from scrimmage, he busted off a 40-yard run, juked a guy totally out of his shoes, got across midfield. Lancers did get 3 points on that particular play, or on that particular drive, I should say. They ended up with a field goal. They got down, and then they stalled near the red zone. Later in the game, he got into the end zone. The first touchdown of the night came on that little wheel route. Pass out of the backfield, no one there. Hirsch scores that particular play. And that was the first touchdown of the game. And that came from about 17 yards out. And then he got into the touchdown later on a big short yardage play. They stacked him up at the line, cut back against the grain, into the open. Nobody there, 30-yard touchdown run. Kyle Hirsch is our player of the game. He ends up the day with 10 carries, 96 yards and a touchdown, 2 passes, 30 yards, a touchdown. So that is 126 yards of offense. And that last run is going to be our move of the game, brought to you by Mason Schramm. Are you buying or selling? Well, move with Mason and the Move Group. And that was just classic football where you line up, get a hole, cut against the grain. No defensive player was going to catch him on that big touchdown run late in the game. That tied it up at that point. Yeah.
This was the tying run.
Yep, and it looked like we may be headed for overtime, but Briar Cliff just drove down the field, got a couple of scores late as we had no scoring at all in that third quarter. And then, boy, the offensive fireworks happened in the fourth quarter for both teams. But in the end, Briar Cliff gets the W at 34-10. Both teams now 3-1 on the regular season. So the Lancers head into their bye week, and then they play Concordia, a 1 o'clock game on October the 4th. But Tehl, there's much more going on with Lancer athletics here. While the football team gets the bye week, there's no rest for the other teams.
No, not at all. There's cross country, there's soccer, there's volleyball, and we're going to be speaking with the head men's soccer coach this upcoming Monday on the Lancer Locker. Last week we spoke with the women's soccer program. We're going to be speaking with Coach Spellman, new head coach in this year. I know his players like him, and we're going to talk with him and a few of his athletes. 5:30 p.m. on Monday for more Lancer athletics.
All right, as we they haven't turned off the lights yet, thankfully, because we got to tear down all our equipment. Tehl, final thoughts on today's football game.
Heartbreaker. Yeah, I won't mince words here. This was a tough one. Lancers, their very first time in their history receiving votes in the top 25. They just knock off the number 7 team in the nation last week, and we've seen it so often. I talked about it all week on our airwaves of there's sometimes a hangover that comes after those long games, and the Lancers came out flat today. They did 3 completed passes at halftime, and that's something where the bye week is now coming at the right time. That was a comment I made when Coach Micheletti was here. The bye week is coming at the exact right time where they can take a break, they can step back and really talk about this, get things corrected, and get things moving here as they move on and face Concordia upcoming in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and always with the bye week, and of course, Mount Marty the first couple of years kind of got the short end of the stick in that particular regard, as they got probably the 2 worst times their first 2 years. But this is kind of the sweet spot between weeks 4 and 9 of the season. That's when you prefer to get your bye week in. Of course, in the GPAC conference, somebody's got to be sitting on the sidelines. Although today is kind of a fluke because you actually had 3 teams sitting on the sidelines today with just the way the schedule worked, because some teams didn't schedule a non-conference game. Right. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles here today. And unfortunately for the Lancers, they have a bit of a letdown after their biggest win, 34-20, Briar Cliff with the win. So they will take a week off, and then they will have a home game against the Bulldogs of Concordia, 1 o'clock kickoff, noon for the pregame show. So everybody gets a chance to enjoy some other sports during the time. Of course, a great time of year with the baseball pennant chase down to the final wire, college football, lots of other stuff happening, and high school football as well. We should mention tonight that the Yankton Bucks were playing Harrisburg tonight.
Final score there.
Yeah, 49-3 final score, Harrisburg with the win over Yankton tonight. That game being played up at Harrisburg.
Yankton playing up a level there.
Yeah, playing an 11 AAA team. Though I have to note, 40 years ago, I was in college, and I watched my hometown team, the Scotland Highlanders, defeat the Harrisburg Tigers in the 11B championship game at the Dakota Dome. Times have changed as Harrisburg's an 11 AAA school, and Scotland is combined now with Menno to play football. That's the way things changed over the course.
Well, it's one of the fastest growing areas in the country.
Yes.
That's legit. That is a stat. It is one of the fastest growing areas in the country is Harrisburg, and that's impressive.
Yep, it is. So things change throughout the years, and you live long enough, and sometimes it's tough to keep up on all of them. Anyway, we're going to shut things down for tonight. I'd like to thank Cash, our board operator, for doing a fine job tonight. Thank you to all the people who sponsor these broadcasts of Mount Marty Athletics. We couldn't do it without you, and we thank you. And if you stop by one of their places, hey, tell them, hey, we heard that you're supporting the broadcast here from Mount Marty Athletics. Let them know you really appreciate it. Once again, our final score, 34-20, Briar Cliff with the win over Mount Marty. We'll see you in 2 weeks against Concordia. For Tehl Tanner, I'm Steve Thum signing off. You've been listening to Mount Marty Football on Current 94.3 FM. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Lancer Athletics on KYNT, a Riverfront sports property and Yankton's home team. Be sure to subscribe to the KYN-TV YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you never miss the action. You can also find KYNT on Facebook, X, Instagram, and online. Remember, KYNT is your home for Lancer Athletics.